right.
What's cracking? What's cracking?
What up? What up? What up?
Live right here, dog.
Yeah.
Special, you know.
What's up, there?
Special.
What's up, there, homeboys?
Oh, who's that?
There's somebody back there. What the hell? Who's that?
I don't even know who that is.
Let's see.
Blah,
Let's see.
blah, blah, blah.
Oh,
What's
shit.
Look who it is.
Shit.
It's on.
Baby.
Gravy. Gravy.
Back with a vengeance.
How you
Yes,
been,
sir.
man? How
Ready-
you doing, man?
Ready to talk my shit. I'm way behind you guys. So good seeing you again. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
But I want to say one thing real quick. Today, December 1st, 18 years ago, my little baby girl, Raina, was born. And I want to tell her, she's watching, I want to say, I love you, baby. Happy 18th birthday. Have a wonderful day. And I know we're going to have a great, great evening with the family. So happy birthday. My youngest one is finally 18, so when you moving?
When you moving? Get out. Get out.
Happy birthday. Happy
Happy
birthday.
Happy
She's a
birthday,
Raider, she's a Raider fan, too.
Yeah.
So,
Yes, sir. You know it.
I'd like to say that my boy Gravy's hella proud of her because, you know what I'm saying, you know what I mean? We talk a lot, you know what I'm saying? And he's hella proud of her. And, you know, she's in Fresno. She's at Fresno State. She's doing big things, man. So happy birthday to her, man. Cousin Eddie ain't getting you nothing, but happy birthday.
you're going to get enough.
It's cool, man. Growing up, man. Kids growing up quick these days, man. Shit, mine just turned. Well, I only have one, but it's 14, man. 18, and
Yep.
4 years away. That's around the corner. You know what I mean? 4 years. Those 4 years go by quick. It was around the corner, man. But yeah, that's cool, man. You know, 18. You know what I
Quick,
mean?
fast,
Dog.
and
But that's cool,
What's
man. Happy
up,
birthday.
fellas?
Chilling, man. Chilling. We did the, you know, I got your picks, you know what I mean, from the pick'ems, you know what I mean. We wrote them all down, so we got them all straight in, you know what I mean. Low only changed his pick one time this week, you know what I mean. He only did one. He only went once. He only did it once.
I almost
Okay.
did it twice.
Okay.
But I think it was the Patriots. I went for the
Eagles Niners.
Eagles Niners. Yeah.
I
was
ain't going
I would
with-
change mine to myself on that one too. Like I was gonna say today, like I'm not gonna change my pick. I'm staying Eagles, but I think the Niners are gonna win.
You know
I
what's
think
crazy?
I think
It's
the
like-
40, I think the Eagles are too physical for the 49ers.
It's just the reason why I think that is just because I think the Eagles, like no, while Dallas winning last night, I think that kind of puts a little bit, you know, a little emphasis back on them. But I just think like with the way that the Niners have been, they just have been, you know, like sore losers since the NFC Championship game, right? You know what I mean? They've just been bitter since the NFC Championship game. I just think that they're gonna go in with a little bit extra motivation, even though it's just a regular season game. They can't win the Super Bowl on Sunday, but I think they're gonna go in there trying to, you know, they're gonna try to be. But like you said, dog, like Philadelphia does have that thing, and you can see it when they run that fucking. I don't even like calling it what they call it, dog, but you know that brotherly love shove or whatever it is. Yeah, you know what I mean. I don't like calling it what the other shit they call it. You know what I mean? But like that shit's pause. But it's crazy, dog. Like they're physical, bro. Like that's what that team, you know, lives on. You know what I mean? They, you know, they have a quarterback who can fucking almost squat 600 pounds and shit like that. So, and you know what I mean? They got some good ass offensive linemen there too. Like one of the best, or not the best, you know, center in baseball, in football. You know what I mean? In Kelsey. So it's like, yeah, but that's the only reason why I see that shit. Like maybe just the extra motivation, but who knows, bro? I mean, I'm pretty sure that the Eagles are motivated too, just because of all the shit talk that's been. You know what I mean? That the Niners were saying that, you know, if they had Purdy, they would have won easily and all this shit.
Mhm.
But we'll see. That's gonna be a good game though. But Raiders, man, did you guys hear about? Let's get to our Raiders, man. Fucking did you hear about the news about the fucking the John Gruden thing, man?
We got a little bit of feedback, bro.
Hold on, let me check what it is.
Yeah, we got a little bit of feedback.
Yeah, but I just
It's
think
not
it's,
me, is it?
see. Hold on.
I don't think so. Let me see real quick. Hey, you can put a filter on.
Oh, filter. Shit.
I didn't know that. I
I
want to shout out to the chat real quick, man. I see fucking Raider Paul in the building. Furpo, what's up? Anthony, what's going on? Gotti, got it. Show Enough podcast. What's happening, fellas? What's going on, brother? Wild Turkey, what's going on? Michael Guerrero. What's up, brother? All right, hopefully having a good one. Raider Pete's in the building. Anthony Estrada's in the building. Michael Guerrero showing some love. Tube, what up? Tubby. Raider Pete in the building. What's going on, man?
Can't even talk to Mike Guerrero anymore, man. He jumps off every chat we have.
He knows how to. You know how to hit him up.
I know, but like when we talk shit about football, whatever, he motivates me in one way. He changes my mind sometimes. Can't hear that. Can't hear that shit.
Is Mike talking about? I think he's talking about the Vikings next week, right? Because I think Dobbs got hurt, or Hobbs got hurt, or something like that.
You got his feelings hurt.
I think Dobbs got. I don't know if he got hurt or something like that, but I don't know if Nick Mullins might start. But because of that, because I know that he did get, I think his ankle. I don't know what it was, but I know that he did get hurt towards the end of the game. But Nick Mullins, he's our he was our preseason quarterback last year. You know what I mean? We had him in preseason and then let him go right before the season started. Who knows, man? Shit, that's still far from. I think we're gonna get into that. Probably like next week and shit. Once we get more news about that shit. You know what I mean? With the Vikings game that coming up, but I just want to talk about like the news about. You know what I mean? Already. You know what I mean? And I was talking about this yesterday. Now, like, it's crazy how you're gonna get a bunch of shit like right now. Now it's when they bring John Gruden back, you know what I mean? It's like, bro, it's like, so John Gruden 3.0, like, damn, man, like, I think we kind of.
I don't. There is look at. There's a lot of different reports. You know that the shit's all coming out, whatever. It's cool, bro. Like I get it. It's off season. You know what I mean? I've been listening a lot to Hondo Carpenter, bro. He's been breaking a lot of stuff, but a lot of the Raider Nation getting fucked up, bro. And I'm not talking to anybody specific, but people getting fucked up. They really, really look at shit like thinking that John Gruden is gonna be that guy. He never was that guy. He has a losing record. When he won a Super Bowl, he took over Herm Edwards' team with Brad fucking.
No,
Johnson.
He took Tony Dungy.
Tony Dungy, my bad. Those
guys had one of the best defenses ever. One of the best defenses ever assembled in football.
Right. It had like John Lynch. Who else did it have on there? It had
one
of the Barber brothers on there. Warren Sapp. All these
Warren
different
Sapp, fucking linebacker. He has like 5 Hall of Famers on there. Not a one fucking offensive player on the Hall of Fame, but there's like 4 Hall of Famers on that defense already.
I gotta do a little snowfall back here, dog.
Okay, a little snowfall.
But I hear what you're saying, Lo. I hear what you're saying. I think I understand. Us as fans, dude, and this is hard to say because people might get pissed, but I don't give a shit. It's gonna be. Is there enough Raiders out there that we keep wanting to bring in so we can still fuck up? Gruden fucked up. Left. Al Davis let him. He traded his ass to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, right? He didn't win that Super Bowl. He got it, but the thing is that he came back. Okay, disassembled the team. Badass players that we assembled got right.
Mm-hmm. That Reggie McKenzie
got
brought.
Devontae. Yeah, got. What's his name? Probably would. We wouldn't have got Devontae Adams if Gruden was here. We wouldn't have. We probably would have let Jacobs go, and then Crosby probably wouldn't have been here. We probably have been. We probably would have been still fucking depending on Farrell and fucking Abrams and all these other motherfuckers that suck.
Yeah.
and we probably would depend on them for our team, and we would go fucking 4-something and 4-something. But the dude, we would have had that guy being here for 10 years, just because he's John Gruden. And now you want a motherfucker like that back? How many times does he need to disassemble his team and fuck up, and then we want him back as soon as he's available? You know, there's plenty of fucking coaches out there, man, that you got to adapt to. You got to look at and understand that these dudes are good fucking coaches. They just need the chance. And then what's going to happen? He's going to become a good coach, and then you'll be on his riding his dick just like you were John Gruden when he came back the second time.
No, I agree on that. But like Gruden, even when he came back last time, bro, I didn't want him. I truly didn't want him. I was like, I wanted something different. You want us don't party all day, dog. That's all we do. Here to LA, bro. From Fresno, LA connection. All the ways.
Somebody wants him as an advisor. Advisor to what? Advisor to what? To fuck up? What did he do? What did he do besides to fucking?
He didn't. No, look, I mean? John Gruden is a
shit weren't even born. Half these people weren't even born when we were good in the fucking early 90s, early 2000s with that fucking talking. They just know his name.
Yeah, well,
I remember that shit clearly, bro. I remember that Super Bowl fucking crispy clear, bro.
Yeah, how old were you when we went to that Super Bowl?
Crystal.
How? Yeah, I remember it too much. You know what I mean? It's like that shit plays in my mind.
How old were you? How old were you when we went to that Super Bowl?
I was 26.
Me? It was what, 2002, 2003? I was like 17. 17, 18, yeah.
Because I was 24, 25. I was 25.
You dug the Raiders then. You dug the Raiders then, bro. I know. But, you you were checking out the ladies. You went to the spot. You were looking. I don't know if you were married yet, but, you were doing all this shit. But I was in my 30s, bro. And I was like having parties at the house, watching just strictly Raider games and shit.
Yep.
And then, the only thing with that was like when I was like 17, 18, I think I was more crispy. Like right now, I've calmed down more where like it affects me, not affects me less. I wouldn't say affects me less because, I still want the Raiders to win every fucking game, but it's just like, I don't let it get to my mental so much shit. Now, when I was like 17, 18, kids that's like, playing on the football team, everybody's a different football fan, a different team. So you're just like, you know what I mean? Especially when we lost that Super Bowl, I was talking my shit, and then we lose that Super Bowl. Shit, I was shut down for like 2 weeks, like 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I spent a lot of money on that Super Bowl. I bought a pig and all this beer and all kinds of mother shit, and I kicked everybody out by halftime. We gotta get the fuck out.
I got outflags, dog.
You got outflags? Oh, there you go.
But what I don't understand why would we go through this again when we keep doing it, bro? Just like getting Peters back. And I heard on a chat when I was laid up, I heard, Abrams was better than Peters. No, he wasn't. They're the fucking same sorry ass fucking players that they sucked.
Ghetto gravy.
Practice squad for the fucking Saints. You know what I mean? He was out of control. You guys liked him because he fucking ran into walls and hurt himself, and ran into fucking TV things and hurt himself. Oh, that's fucking great Raider. Great fucking Raider right there. Nah. See, a guy like Morig that's up and coming, that I'm changing my mind about Palomao that's covering people, that's knowing what's going on. These dudes are learning from this group. Doesn't matter if it's AP or not. And I hear this situation to where, we just need a better OC. Okay, that better OC that we get, or say if we do get one, is going to be a better coach than probably AP. And what are we going to do?
I think the only thing though too is that most of these OCs, say you want to get a young OC, right? Most of these young OCs are used to running their scheme or whatever, their offense, with a mobile quarterback. And that's the problem, that like they're gonna have to, like, if they're gonna have to put themselves in a box to find an offensive coordinator that kind of plays to Aiden's strengths. You know what I mean? Because nowadays everybody is evolved. Like, everybody's offense has evolved to where they're calling plays for the running back. I mean, for like these RPOs, you know, like these quarterback draws up the middle. You know what I mean? You've seen it multiple times with Geno yesterday scoring the touchdown, with Jalen Hurts, with multiple guys. You see these calls that those are, you know, you're cutting off your playbook, you know, a lot when, you know what I mean, especially with these young offensive coordinators, if that's what you're thinking of bringing in, you know what I mean, with a guy that's, you know, just is limited mobile wise, you know what I mean? And I don't want to get too deep into like Aiden's yet, like, because there still is 5 games left, but the mobile part I don't see changing, bro, like anytime soon. You know what I mean? So he's gonna have to be spectacular with his fucking arm in order for us to like be like, you know what I mean, competing with these teams that are elite.
So for me, you guys got to realize something. I was reading something and I was listening to a lot of the reports coming out. I sift through all the bullshit. If people actually fucking read and actually like looked at what the fucking article was saying, Mark Davis says he would love to have John Gruden back. Bearing this, he would love to have Bisaccia back. Bearing this, but yet at the same time, we're not going backwards. This move that he's about to make is about to change everything, whether it's AP or whoever it is. You know what I mean? Now, that's gonna, everybody like in the nation gotta fucking relax and pump their brakes on this shit, because it's just a simple fact, bro. Like, it's not gonna happen. Sachi's not coming back. Gruden's not coming back. And even if he's an advisor, me and Gabe were talking about this shit. If he's an advisor, go put him up in the fucking representative. Have him call Raider games, bro. Have him call Raider games. I'd rather have him do that, be the voice of the fucking Raiders, than to actually come out and start fucking doing X's and O's, bro. I get it. He's a fucking legend in his own right, bro. And I give him his props, but I do not. The Raider Nation does not need him fucking back. Now, going back,
it's dangerous to have him as an advisor to Mark, though, because
exactly,
if you have him there and as an advisor to Mark's gonna get he's gonna have the balls now to like be trying to, you know, thinking that he's like the brains of the organization. Not the brains, but he's gonna thinking, I have somebody, you know, advising me that knows, and then that's how Gruden is going to be kind of like playing on the organization without really being the head coach. You know what I mean? He's going to be making decisions because he's going to be giving, you know, Mark Davis advice, where Mark Davis is going to take that as his own advice, but it's really, you know, coming from you know, John Gruden. And I don't know, John Gruden, the last time he came here, if he comes in here, if that's the case, shit, we're going to go on a fire sale again.
Yeah, but the Raider Nation has to fucking understand that we got to stop being so fucking nostalgic. Oh, this,
yeah,
that,
that's for sure.
Yeah, we got to stop doing it. We got to stop fantasizing about some shit that didn't work. I'm not gonna go use the same toilet paper that I fucking used that after I flushed it, because it's not gonna fucking work, bro. You know what I mean? I might get some shit off.
That's some nasty ass shit, right?
That's some nasty ass shit, right? But I'm not gonna go fuck around with it. You know, I'm not gonna just. We're not going backwards, bro. Now the thing is, a lot of people do not read or do not know how to process certain things. The people that are in fucking Mark Davis's ear right now, even though I don't like it, and I don't know much about Jim Gray. But Jim Gray and Tom Brady are the only two people that fucking that what's name's actually really listening to Mark Davis. People got to understand.
That's his fucking problem. That's his problem.
But see, the problem with Mark Davis, there's two different things. Gravy, check this out. Mark Davis, by miles, is a better businessman than his father. Now his father. Right. Now his father was way by miles, leagues, fucking parsecs, whatever the fuck you want to call it, bro. That's a fucking Star Wars reference. You Star Wars warhead fucking people out there. Anyways, he was a football genius, mastermind. He knew how to get in, out. He knew how to lead men, put the right people in place. This is where this guy's fucking growing. You know what I'm saying? He's made all these different mistakes. He kind of had a little success with Del Rio and fucking what's the name, because they cleaned some shit up. But the thing is, though, he's learning. Now the thing is, even though he has Jim Gray, which from what I'm hearing, a lot of people respect. So and this is what it comes down to. The Raiders have been ill-advised for fucking many, many years. They throw shit out there in the fucking football sphere about the Raiders. They don't do this, they don't do that, because they don't respect the Davis family. And people got to realize that shit. We're like the last dog at the fucking bowl eating. You know what I'm saying? So the only time they fucking put us on is they're like, oh, we're losing. Yeah, the Raiders suck. Da, da, da. That's all it is because they keep on putting that fucking narrative on us, right? So he has to make a fucking move that's going to change the fucking tide, bro. And the way he's going, even though with Tom Brady, I don't see it, but people respect Tom Brady. People respect Gray. So you got 2 out of 3 people that they're going to have right there that they're going to respect. People are going to come. People want to be with winners. That's the way it fucking goes. Do you think a number 1 draft pick that wants to go to the fucking, you think he really, really wants to go to, you think he, fucker, you think he really, really wants to go to fucking Carolina, bro? That motherfucker didn't want to go to Carolina, bro. Nobody wants to go to fucking Carolina. Do you see what I'm saying?
If they break the fucking mail off them, they gonna do it.
Oh, of
you
course,
know
it's business, but
it's
yeah.
It's just what Roby told you, bro. They do it for the bag and their bodies. Wherever, you know, they're not gonna. And the second contract, right? When you're a rookie, you got no choice, but you're gonna get paid if you're top 10 pick, dude. You're gonna get millions and millions. The more you ever have. You know what I mean? But
that's right.
If it's a Jim Gray that I know you're talking about, that he's
he used to hate the Raiders, dog. That we used to hate on the Raiders.
A reporter, and he had his own show, and he might know Mark Davis or whatever. But you're talking about 2 gentlemen that 2 guys that didn't do anything for our tradition and for our whatever. You know, I'm a traditional type guy. I love the Raiders when they were nasty, hard. I like that shit. You know what I mean? But I like the way football is growing now. How these young coordinators are doing things with football nowadays. That's amazing to people, but we just want to stay in this one fucking alley, old school grind, bloody noses, pictures, and all this shit. Fuck that. If we were doing exactly what Miami was doing, Raider fans would be fucking. If we scored 70 points on a team, we would be fucking still talking about that shit. We'll be still having lives about that. But we start bitching about the offense. We're rah-rah for a little bit, then we start bitching about the offense. Like I am now. I told Lo in the beginning when this dude got out of college, he does great throws. He does NFL throws. Okay, but look, mind you, Lo, the dude has minus 137 yards rushing in 8 years in fucking college. Okay?
8 years in college.
Minus fucking 100, and most of them are probably sacks. So he doesn't run the football. You need to have something. When we were bitching about fucking, well, Carr ain't running no more, it's because he was hurt. Look, Carr didn't run around all over the place at Fresno State. He had Devontae to throw to. He had badass wide receivers that almost all his wide receivers that were at Fresno State are fucking in the NFL. You know, some of them on practice squad, some of them are B team, C team, but Devontae was the one that was most, the one that's there is Devontae. So he just chucked it up to Devontae, and no one in college could cover him. So that's what made Derek Carr. And then the thing is that he wasn't running around all over the place, Lo. He wasn't doing that shit. He had that same problem that caught up to him in the NFL because you see Lamar, you see Kyler, you see Fields.
Grady. Well, on that note, let's even switch gear right here. Like since we're talking about the quarterback, what do you think about even them saying about, you know, McDaniels vetoing the call to make, you know, vetoing basically Ziegler, you know what I mean, saying that they wanted to trade up to get Stroud.
So this is what
I know there's a bunch of shit gonna be said. I know that shit, but you know, we are a show though, so you know we got to talk about it. You know what I mean? So it's like, to me, if that's just true, wow.
Out of all the quarterbacks, besides the tackle that I wanted, okay. But see, I thought there would be a move made to get Stroud because I didn't think Stroud would be there. I thought Stroud would be gone, you know. But the thing is that we would have to move up to either 2 or 3 to go get Stroud. You're risking a lot. Plus, you didn't have it because you would have had to. You wasted the second for this year. I think the second for this year is from Devontae or something like that. But the thing is that I would have took DJ Stroud. I would have took Stroud.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't mind that dude. That dude's having a remarkable season. He's getting appreciated, in his own thing. But see, nobody's gonna see the guy. Texas fans are worse than anybody. They don't go see that guy. The stadium's empty, and they're the team that's gonna make the playoffs.
But see, it's a
Bro,
team.
when they missed that, like you seen it. You seen how passionate they were, or unpassionate they were when last week. Did you see when they missed the field goal? Like there was people laughing out there, dog. Like they were like laughing at like they missed the field. I would have been like fucking head in my fucking, like I would have been with my head down in that fucking stands, dog. Like that shit would have hurt me, dog. Like we would have missed lost the game like that.
Yeah.
They're not into it. But then the tackle was there too. Do you need a tackle, or did you have your vision on O'Connell before then? But what O'Connell needs to do in my book is that how Tua did to us, real fast, boom. That's the way McDaniel wanted things to be. That's the vision that he probably seen in O'Connell with development. That was Bo Hardegree's job to do. Was to get that ball boom like that. Now Hardegree's having him doing fucking 5-yard drops, looking at his reads and all this stuff. He's putting his own little thing in there because it looked like Hardegree was more of a West Coast guy that just had to teach fundamentals to Aiden. He was Aiden's baby. That's it. You Garoppolo don't need you. Hoyer doesn't need you. Let's develop Aiden. It's gonna take a year or two or whatever. You're the guy to do that. And so he got thrown in this mix so fast that we're benching. I did my share of it too. That this kid isn't ready to be out there. He's gonna make a shitload of mistakes. We're gonna lose games, and it's gonna be because of him, and because of his coordinator that doesn't know how to be a coordinator. He's a like a fundamentalist type guy.
So I mean,
you don't go from quarterback coach to offensive coordinator. It doesn't work that way, dude. You're a quarterback coach for a while, or you're offensive coordinator and a quarterback coach. He has to be both, but he was just a quarterback.
So for me,
it looks like they're starting to come up with the same problems as they were when McDaniel was here, as running that offense. They're running into the same type of problems. Like, you know what I mean? Like the offense gets stagnant. The offense gets stagnant. You know what I mean?
Remember we talked about that balance? How it's, he threw 30 something passes, but I think we were in control in the first quarter with the running the ball.
And that's how some of the games were when McDaniel was here. Remember, we would start off fast. And then, you know what I mean? It looks like he game planned, like he would have those first scripted plays, those scripted plays that he would have for the week, 15, 20 plays, whatever it was. And then it seemed like it got stagnant. Defense kind of got they would get, the hint. They would get, like their patterns and shit like that. And they would just start, kind of dissecting it, that's why we need one of these offensive coordinators who can go blow for blow with a defensive coordinator like that. You know what I mean? Like that. If the defensive coordinator is making adjustments, then I gotta make adjustments. And you keep going like that. There's some defensive coordinators who will make multiple adjustments during the game. You know what I mean? So it's like you gotta have the offensive coordinator who can have that in his back pocket as well. You know what I mean? So it's like, and with Bo, I just don't see that right now. I see like if the defense gets a hang of what they're doing, it's gonna be it's tough to move the ball after that. And you've seen it. You know what I mean? You've seen that thing in 2 games in a row already. You know what I mean? In these last 2 games.
I think Spagnuolo, figured them out quickly.
Well, you guys got to take into consideration. You got to take this into consideration, Gravy. I know you will too. I'm obviously you too, Gabe, but you got to take into consideration. Look at where we're at 4 games ago. Bo wasn't actually thinking about doing any of this.
No, for sure. I agree with that. That part I agree.
But you got to understand something. This is the reports. Aiden wasn't getting he wasn't getting the playbook that McDaniels was giving that he built for Jimmy. You see what I'm saying? So he didn't get that. So what they were doing was just sitting back and just practicing throwing balls. He didn't get the fucking playbook. So Bo Hardigree didn't get a lot of that shit neither. So what he was doing, he was learning as McDaniels was showing him, obviously because he's the quarterback coach, right? But yet at the same time, because A didn't get the fucking playbook, they had to minimize whatever he did know in this playbook and then go on the fly from that. So they're growing from this point. So you're seeing the growing pains with the fucking rookie offensive coordinator and a rookie quarterback. This is just what's gonna fucking happen.
I also think what plays a
I'm
big.
glad that CJ Stroud didn't come here with McDaniels. And I hate saying this, but I would have loved the kid. But he would have McDaniels would have fucked him off. You know what I'm saying? Because the reports are that McDaniels already had it set.
Good point. Good point.
What's the name wanted to do? My other Coke buddy, Ziegler wanted to do was that fool wanted to bring in Brissett, keep fucking and go for keep Brissett, keep Stidham, and then go for fucking CJ Stroud. That would have been a great quarterback room. I'm not saying Brissett's the fucking best, but that would have been the bridge and whatever would not. And Stidham would have fucking been there because he knew the fucking playbook. But McDaniels was so fucking hell-bent on fucking Jimmy G coming here, there was no point. They got rid of all that fucking money, and then we basically got fucked. So even if CJ Stroud, we would have made that move, he would have been fucking probably benched, this, that, and the third, and probably just fucking been put into a fucking purgatory with this fucking guy. You know what I mean?
He still would have got fired though. He still would have got fired.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say though is like that with Bo, and I do agree with you on this though too, is like that being inserted in at half the season or even more than that. Like it's hard because the simple fact that even if he does say like Bo has been working on his own plays and his own playbook and shit like that, as like if you want, because I'm pretty sure he won. Like even though he didn't have it planned for this year, that's his end goal. You know what I mean? To be a play caller, to be a fucking offensive coordinator, to be part of something like that. So I'm pretty sure he's been working on plays with that. But being inserted at half of the season, you ain't going to be able to implement too much of that shit. You know what I mean? Because these players already know a scheme. At half of the season, that's not the time when you're going to change all that shit up. You know what I mean? You're going to be running similar sets, similar stuff like that. You're going to be running the offense with a little bit of wrinkles of your own. But we're seeing right now that it's like, it's maybe a more experienced guy would probably be able to, add a little bit more of his own, seasoning on this offense. But, with his limited experience and all this shit, it's kind of, and then getting inserted at half a season, it's pretty, it's detrimental to his career. Basically, it's not good for him.
It's looking exactly the same. And Gravy, you did say that it's going to look the same, but yet this was the biggest thing. So, and I agree with you on that. And I knew, and we were having these conversations, bro, like that. It was going to be the same thing. We're going to look at the same shit because the scheme's not fucking working, the playbook's not fucking working, and now we're going to have a rookie running it instead of fucking Mr. Jimmy Glass over here and then fucking douchebag. You know what I mean? So now it's just a little bit more comfortability, but we got to all accept that this is what it's going to be for the rest of the season. If we can squeak out 3 out of the 5, I'll be happy. I'll be happy with 3 out of the 5, bro. And there's 3 winnable games in this scenario. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, kind of just got to fucking hang on to the coattails and see whatever happens because this is what we got. And a lot of the Raider Nation, a lot of this new fandom, whatever or not, they don't understand exactly how it fucking goes, what has to happen. That's why some of us actually kind of know some shit and we kind of like try to spread the word and whatever or not. But bro, this is what we have and this is what we're going to deal with from this point going forward. You know what I mean? And so all we got to do is be as supportive as possible. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Because we might not even AP. We might not even do there's so many different fucking scenarios as of right now, bro. This week of this, the break and all this shit, everybody's gonna get fucking their rest and get fucking more acclimated. And maybe Bo needed this week too, and Aiden, so they can really get going. Go against what he has because with Devontae in the backfield with Jacobs, bro, that was a stupid ass fucking call. Don't put Devontae back there. There's fucking no point for him to be back there. Put somebody speedier like a Tucker or some shit like that. Somebody younger, someone that won't get hurt. Someone that's not going to be going up against these big ass fucking linemen. You know what I mean? On a little fucking whatever pitch out or whatever the fuck he's trying to do.
They do that for coverage, bro. They do that to see what coverage you're in and stuff like that.
I get that point.
What I like about O'Connell is that we have him already. We have him already. He ain't going
He's
nowhere.
good.
He's a rookie. He ain't going nowhere. Like, that's why I say keep O'Connell for one more year. They're gonna keep O'Connell for 2-3 more years because he's a rookie on a rookie contract. So he ain't going nowhere. But the thing is that we need to
Devontae
draft
in the
another.
backfield. I put Devontae in the backfield. Doesn't mean he needs to get the fucking ball.
Devontae needs to be upfield. That's where why
he can do that. He can do that on short yardage play and do his work.
no,
in the middle.
We need.
It's pointless because the defense knows that they're not going to hand. See, this is the thing. Me as a defensive player, they're not handing the fucking ball off to him.
Because the thing is, like, if,
never do
like,
that.
like if we draft a quarterback, say next year, right? Then say, okay, like a rookie, like with O'Connell still being here and getting this playing time that he is right now, he can still start up. He can still start the season next year. You know what I mean? He can still start the season next year and have that quarterback that probably going to be the future, unless that quarterback is that good. You know what I mean? If he is our first round pick and he is that good and he comes in to be like a CJ Stroud, at least we know we have a backup who's going to know the offense, who's going to know, like, you know what I mean, be familiar with the personnel and stuff like that. It's just that having him as a number one or having him come in next year and compete against that one, who knows if that elevates AOC's game. You know what I mean? Because right now he's competing against, Jimmy G. You know what I mean? He basically doesn't have basically not looking behind him because he knows that the organization already kind of, for at least for the rest of this year, this is his year. But if he comes in next year and you draft a quarterback and you compete, in training camp, then that makes it even better because maybe that elevates AOC's game, and maybe that, or maybe it doesn't. But at least we have, the quarterback for the future, dog, and we have a backup because nowadays in this league you need a backup anyway.
Yeah,
you see quarterbacks go down every week, so you need a backup anyway. You just to have back there. So I don't think AOC is still going to play a big part, I think, on this team going forward, no matter what, even if he's a fucking backup.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we need.
It all depends on the wins and losses, bro. That's what it really boils
I
down.
think that's exactly right. You're exactly right, Flo. And AP, you're talking about AP. Okay, all this rah-rah, I get the guys motivated, the locker room, the guys love them. That's fine. It's good to make your players happy, but you got to win games, bro.
He's 2-2, bro. He's not doing too bad.
You got to win those games. If this dude loses these last 5 games, I'm sorry to say, he ain't going to get this job.
I like what Toby said.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like, that's what I was saying the other day, too. I don't think he's going to lose these 5 games, though.
We're comparing this dude to Mike Tomlin and people that, got brought up as coaches, positional coaches that came up. Yes, they got the locker room, but Tomlin got the respect and winning Super Bowls. This guy was, as a player, he won Super Bowls and he came in good. He came in, we want AP, this and that. But if the coach loses games, the whole team loses a game. Like what happened against KC? You lost the lead. The all the stats were basically eye to eye team wise. You had turnovers. You had no penalties. You rarely lose games like that, bro. If you get 0 penalties in a game, 0, and they got 4 with minus anything, you're not supposed to lose that game. You did something coaching wise or player wise or turnover or something that made that game drastic. But how could you not win that game with no penalties and no turnovers and give up a 14-point lead?
But that's what I was talking about.
Because you got out-coached, right?
Yeah, they made a.
But that's what I was talking about the other day.
But we need to get a coach that doesn't happen to us, Gabe. No matter if he's
here.
But
I think from what I've seen out of AP, though, I've seen him
1 year, 2 years.
I've seen him change other parts of this team that is better. Like, and that's why I don't like. That's because we're talking in the same, conversation. We're talking about, how Bo is very inexperienced. He barely came off. Basically, he was a position coach that he has basically almost no business being an offensive coordinator right now, right? And with the rookie quarterback that, I think I don't know if it's, I know you, Gravy, believe, I think Low does too. Like, I think we all agree that probably Aiden's not the future quarterback either. You know what I mean? So I think AP's done enough to where he could probably keep the head coaching job, but he needs that he's the type of coach that you're going to need to bring in a top-notch offensive coordinator in, and who knows if Patrick Graham could maybe bounce back from this last game, because 31 unanswered points after you're up 14-0 was pretty bad. You know what I mean, from the defense. But like, if he could bounce back and and finish the season strong, if you can have him come back, and the defense build some more, you know what I mean, get some more guys in here with the money that we're gonna get, and then you get a top-notch, a offensive coordinator in here, and you draft a quarterback for the future, then I want to see what really AP could do with this team, because he already has the respect of the guys. He already has the locker room. He's already kind of changed the culture in the locker room back to where, you know what I mean, it's not like that, being timid in the locker room. The guys are being feel free in there. So I think he's changed in that aspect. He's changed enough, but I just think that he's been hampered by the rest of his staff that he got kind of inherited. You know what I mean? He kind of inherited.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's I think
okay. Listen to this scenario. Okay, say like we go out and of an OC that's on a winning team, a Super Bowl team, or something like that, that comes and becomes our offensive coordinator. Why not make that offensive coordinator the head coach?
That's what I'm saying. But that's why you sign AP to maybe like a 2-year deal, right? You sign and you get a top-notch offensive coordinator. So like if AP, if we're still not winning games, if that like culture or somehow starts dying down, you got guys in the locker room starting to question him, then you obviously you can make that move, because that's why you hire a top-notch offensive coordinator. You know what I mean? Because that guy could easily step into the head coaching job or whatever. You know what I mean? Just kind of like what they did with Kellen Moore this year and Staley. Probably most likely, I think Kellen Moore is going to probably get that job. And I know a lot of people are saying other people, but I just think Kellen Moore is going to get that job
they say he's not a locker room guy either, because he would have had that Dallas locker room sold up and would have stuck around. They would have kept him.
I mean, they are doing better. The Dallas offense is doing damn good this year, but
with the head coach, with the head coach kind of
let me actually take that back. I don't maybe Kellen Moore don't take the job, but that's kind of what they hired him for. You know what I mean? That's what they hired him for, because if he was able to get that offense, playing real good, because Staley's thing is the defense. I mean, he's a defensive minded head coach, and and the question marks with him were his decision making at times. Always going for it on 4th down, even in his own territory and shit like that. To where that was the idea of bringing in Kellen Moore to maybe taking over if Staley kept up with it. But you see the offense really not being like changed, like game changing wise with the Chargers. You know what I mean? And Staley's still going through his struggles. So I think that kind of backfired him a little bit, because Kellen Moore didn't live up to expectations, but that was the idea. And I think that's what you can do if you bring in a top-notch, like a top-notch fucking offensive coordinator. And I think it'll work, actually. I don't think that AP will drop the ball if he does get an offensive coordinator, but I think that then you'll have more of a possibility that if AP does drop the ball, you could just easily kind of move that guy that you hire into the new head coaching job.
Well, let me tell you about what coaches hate being under. They hate being under pressure from their bosses.
They like
you know what I mean? So they sit there and they want to do what they want to do. And if you take them out of their element, because the head coach could say, well, I like the way this offense is. So that's the head coach's game plan. I want to run this such and such offense. This is the way my offenses need to be. So he picks and he gets the offensive coordinators that run similar to what he likes, and then he brings them in, right? And he's the best one he could get, even though, if he's a wide receivers coach or he's something like that. And then he'll bring them in and He'll make him an offensive coordinator, call plays and give him a grind like that. For Bo Hardegree to be pressured like this, and I don't know if McDaniels probably signed off on it, but it was a Lombardi guy that probably Bo Hardegree he came from. Lombardi was offensive coordinator, and an offensive coordinator hires or advises the head coach, hey, we should get Bo Hardegree. He's a good quarterback coach. He knows fundamentals and all this stuff. Okay, fine, bring him in. I'll take a look at him and we'll see what's up. So he was hired. He wasn't hired to be an offensive coordinator. I don't even know if he wanted to be an offensive coordinator. But the thing is that from what I see is that he has a long ways to go to call plays, but it takes, and he's under a lot of pressure right now, and that's why he's undecisive, making decisions at different times, and then it's not to where we get the calls in late or whatever what's going on, but it's like things I see like protections and like every time we're at a third and manageable, we get a sack. That's knowing what your head 2-3 plays on what you're gonna do. What we get? Okay, I know they're gonna do this defense on me now, so let's bring it. Let's keep a couple more guys for the pressure, and so Aiden can get the ball off. Not Aiden just drop back, boom, throw a chuck up there, and it's incomplete. Then we're on fourth down and have to kick a field goal or punting. That's the unexperienced that we're seeing from there. It's not from Aiden, it's from Bo. So we need to determine that. Yes, we're throwing around rookie head coach, rookie OC. We already know we have a rookie quarterback because he got picked this year. But he's an intern offensive coordinator, and we have an intern head coach. So AP is not a rookie head coach. He's not the head coach. He's an intern head coach. So he is making the decisions that a head coach would, but he's being advised by other people. They're in it collectively. You know what I mean? He's depending on these other people his higher ups. I'm pretty sure he's over there in Ryan's ear. I'm pretty sure he's Graham's ear because they're older, been in the league longer coaches, and then he's getting advice from them too. But just nobody wanted to. I don't want to be no interim coach. Fuck that. I won't be able to get a job in the NFL forever. If he loses his 5 games or whatever, I think he's gonna win some of these games, and we might be surprised. Right, we'll win a big one, but he just needs to do what he said because it's kind of getting out of his element of not going for it on fourth down. Well, shit, I got fucking Jacobs back there. He's the heart of our team. Well, why aren't you fucking running him when we need a 4th and 1?
I think with the way that we played in these last 4 games, regardless if we lost the last 2,
it's not what he said we were gonna do.
In the 4 games that I see that like the Chargers, the Vikings, the Colts, and the Broncos, I could see those are the type of games that in these last 4 games, the way that we've been playing, we play it like we've been playing in these last 4 games. Like I know we've lost, like short ones, but I think that we could win those 4 games.
Yeah,
playing like that, like I know, and Miami and them are better than any of the 4 teams that we have left on our schedule. Miami or KC are better than any of the 4 teams that we have left on our schedule. I know that there's some teams that are playing good that are left on our schedule, like the Colts, like the Broncos or whatever. But I just think those are the type of teams that, though, like if we play like we played in the last 4 games, we could beat any of those 4 teams. The Chiefs are still going to give us problems because that is going to be in KC. But if you're able to pull out those wins, I could see us winning almost all 4 of those games. I like because I think that we're gonna try to win, for the coach. I think that this team, does respect their coach, that they're gonna try to finish off the season, strong. But we're gonna really see if this coaching staff, the GM, champ, if all of these guys are gonna be able to stick around for another year, bro, because it's gonna be tough because this is one of the this is a year where You know what I mean? The turmoil and all that shit, and we're going back into because we thought, you know, coming off of that playoff year in 2021, you know what I mean? The whole change was coming. You know what I mean? That we were gonna start becoming, a winner. You know what I mean? And this is another time where it's crucial for your franchise again. Another crucial point in your franchise. You know what I mean? Because this offseason, you got to hit it right. Now you need a quarterback, and you got to know if this coach is going to be the actual coach, or you're going to have to actually go out and find the guy. And that's the thing, dog. Like finding the coach and your quarterback. If you can find those two things, you know, you can start becoming winners in this league. But those, I think, are the most important things that you need, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
So we can really say, Gabe and Lo, that Gruden the one that fucked this all up.
Nah, I'm not gonna go that far. I'm not gonna throw it all on him.
I think it was a hit job. I thought it was a hit job, to be honest.
Gruden's the one that fucked
I
it
thought,
up.
you know,
No, Gruden was actually
going
to get traction. We're starting to get traction.
So-
We're starting to see Ruggs.
No,
We're starting to get all that shit.
Ruggs wouldn't have did what he did if Gruden was there.
We don't know. See, I hate the what ifs. It's either yes or no. The fucking facts.
I didn't
Look,
say
I
what
don't
if.
know.
I'm not saying what if. He wouldn't have done that.
Because Teamer just got a fucking DUI too, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and he's
Gruden's
gone.
not here. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Hobbs did it right after too. Remember, Hobbs did it right after too when fucking confiscating him, his crime.
I'm telling you, if fucking Gruden was still here, we'll be dealing with fucking. We would have paid Farrell. We would have paid Abrams. We would have paid fucking a bunch of other dumb motherfuckers that we
Well,
got.
I mean, in a sense, let's just glad that he's not here. So we can't really complain about like shit that's already fucking.
we
we'll
would have
never know.
Peters.
We'll
We
just,
wouldn't have
well, I think
Peters.
we'll just never
He would
know.
have been wearing 23. He would have been wearing 23, missing fucking tackles everywhere.
Because he liked Jacobs. I think we would probably kept Jacob. We probably would have kept Carr, and I think we probably would have kept Farrell. I'm saying Farrell.
We would
Farrell,
only
yeah.
won 4 games. We'll be 4 games in when he ran out. So we kept Carr.
Well, I mean, regardless of whatever, bro. Like I
But
hate
it's just that we will never know. It's like we could talk about that all we are, but it's just that we'll never know because of that, you know, the scandal. And I thought, to me, it was a hit job to me, but it was like, you know, but it's just, yeah, that's just an unfortunate thing that happened. I mean, we'll never know. We were 3-0 to start off that season. Yeah, like it started off. I went to those fucking 3 games. You know what I mean? I went to those 3. I remember like fucking being pumped. I was 3-0, starting off the season. You know, beating the Ravens first game. Then, you know, beating fucking Miami. Then beating Pittsburgh. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, 3 fucking big wins to start off that year, dog. It was just like fuck. But
look at how. But whatever he had to do, though, bro.
What happened?
I think personally, what Mark Davis needs to do is really, really sit back and look at the clusterfuck that he has created. You see what I'm saying? He's done some good shit on the business side of the ball, bro. Cool. But what he has created is almost kind of like self-inflicting type shit. Like basically, like we're okay with fucking losing. That's where he kind of put us at. We're okay with losing, and we're trying to direct the ship to where we can get like solid fucking wins against some solid fucking teams. But yet we don't have the personnel nor the players to actually get it there. Aiden O'Connell is not going to get us there. I don't think Aiden O'Connell is going to get us there.
I still want to see these next 5 games for sure. I mean, but I just don't see his mobility. Like I said, I think he would have to be perfect with his arm, dog.
Aiden O'Connell could go win a lot of games if he's put in the right positions.
Well, even look at Purdy in an example. Purdy got into
run. He can still run.
He could run. If Aiden was do some squats and maybe do some fucking runs, bro, like, but that would be great. But the thing is, though, you guys got to understand that Aiden is a little bit older, and he did battle some injuries in college. That was one of the reasons why he didn't play a few games, because of injuries. And a lot of his injuries are lower
making
body.
Excuses for this dude.
I'm not
You're making
excuses, Gravy. How can I make excuses if this is the fucking facts? I'm not making excuses for him at all.
He's healthy right now.
For this guy, listen. How am I making an excuse for this guy that I've already stated that this guy can't fucking run? And I agreed with you on that. The negative fucking 138 yards that you said, all that shit. those are based off of him not being able to run. There's nothing that's gonna fucking change Aiden's way of playing right now. He has a fucking cannon. He can make some good throws, but if he's getting fucking having to move, he can't make throws on the move. And it's obvious, it's evident because of the injuries, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, there is no way that this guy is gonna change the way he plays. He's not like Gabe was saying, like fucking Hurts benching squatting 600 pounds and moving the ball, doing all these different things, bro. There is no fucking way that Aiden is gonna change that. And I'm sorry to say that it's like this is our quarterback for the time being. Now, is he gonna win us some games? Hopefully. He's won 2 so far.
Which is gonna make it hard for the decision, coming in the offseason, because I think we're gonna win a couple games. Like, just because of the, the added, like you still hear people, you can still, like quotes from Renfro the other day, like saying, why can't we win 5 in a row and make the playoffs? You know what I mean? Like still believing in it. You know what I mean? So I think that, that's still, I think partly that the attitude is still in the locker room, and then I think with the the caliber of teams, that we're playing, and every team, is dangerous. Of course, it's the NFL, but I just think these are the caliber of teams that we could go in there and win, even with the Aiden. The thing that scares me is that if we get complacent and we think that that's the guy, even if we see the same things in the next coming games, if we see him not mobile, if we see him, kind of struggling at times of games and shit like that. I know he's still a rookie, so there's still room for growth and all that shit. But his legs, to me, I think is what we need to evaluate the most. Like, because you can see that he has an arm and all that shit. It's just that being a statue in the fucking thing, you're gonna have to go out and draft studs on all over the offensive line in order for that to work. You know what I mean? Which is possible. But the thing to me is that, like, you're cutting off a lot of the guys that you can hire, a lot of the young possible hires of, especially as the offensive coordinators, if you keep kind of aiding, because a lot of these young offensive coordinators are, every quarterback in college basically now is mobile or running the RPO offense or running some type of offense that, includes, the quarterback being mobile. So it's just, I think that's, like I said earlier, I think you're putting yourself in a box with the possible hires that you get if that's the route you decide to go in.
Yeah. There's no way that, I'm not saying that.
And by all means, guys, I think AP motivates the team. I dug what he did, but you can see that if you guys are down for going through the bad shit and then all over again and doing bad decisions and being conservative and bitching about that, hey, that's good content for us to talk about. But the thing is that if we're winning and we're saying fuck, we're 7-1. What's up? You know what I mean? This is why we're 7-1. I'd rather explain that than the fuck ups that we're doing.
Like the way I want to go.
Well, obviously we're gonna get outbeat coaching. Obviously this is gonna happen. You know what I mean? Because our adjustments on a veteran, decorated defensive coordinator that did what he did against Kansas City was just unheard of, bro. It was unheard of. Yeah. And then you're smashing this team in the first quarter, because I told Lo, we lost that game. We lost that game from Kansas City. First quarter, end of the first quarter, we lost it.
Yeah.
Because as soon as we stopped running the football, that was it. And what made this guy think, well, we don't have to run the football no more? We're up 14, could have been up 17. Well, maybe if I would have ran that on 4th and 1 instead of kicking that field goal that we missed, it would have been better for us. And then after that, another 3 points, and then that's it. Your whole second half, they dominated. I told Lo, I even went down and I told Lo this, I could barely talk, and I told him, look, Lo, it looked like Kansas City was just fucking around with us. They were just playing with it.
It's like a cat playing with their food.
They would just do whatever they wanted. They just didn't They didn't want to embarrass us and start no shit. They were just completing. Rice was making catches. This dude was dropping the ball fucking 6 times the game before. What
And
happened?
you have no drops. They had like one drop.
What happened? Kelsey getting first downs in the middle, 3rd and 13s, 3rd and 15s. It's just normal shit. Why did you back up? Why did you back up so much?
I just think,
I just didn't understand why you did that.
I like
Remember that one time? Remember that one game, bro, when we dropped 50 on them when Ruggs got that bomb, and that was the game right there that shut the fuck out of Kansas City. We dropped 50 on Kansas City. That's what we need to do.
To be honest, I don't care who the coach is next year, dog. Like, to me, I just want to get it right. It's time we have to get it right. That's it.
Yeah.
No matter what, like, it's like that's the main thing. Like, in this all, like, people may agree, disagree with who we coach. Like it's like the lead candidate right now or anything like that. To me, like, the most important thing right now is we have to get that shit right, dog. It's about time, and I think that at this point, through 4 games, I like Aiden. Don't get me wrong, he's changed. You know what I mean? That he's a rookie quarterback, so I do believe like it's kind of being rushed upon him. You know what I mean? But that's the NFL, dog. Not everybody gets the same chance as the next person, right? So this is the chance that he was dealt. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, it was half of the season. You know what I mean, with the rookie, play caller. But,
good point.
You know what I mean? But the thing is that we can't sit around and wait up to see if okay, maybe we hire another guy and this is the guy. Maybe, his legs won't be as bad with another offensive coordinator or something like that. Now, this is his fucking the hand that he was dealt. And to be honest, like, right now, I don't see him as our fucking franchise, the face of our franchise kind of thing, and that's what we need.
Can he just shave the mustache, bro? Like, just get it over with, bro, or line it up or do something, bro. Like, come on. No, I'm sorry. O'Connell.
Raider Nation Jason has a great fact right there.
That's my biggest.
We was 5. We were 5 for 7 in the first quarter of third downs, right? And then we were 3 for 11 the rest of the game. What happened to that? What happened to that third down efficiency? What happened to the red zone we had?
We went away from balance, like what I've been preaching for the last fucking couple weeks, dog. But you know what I mean? It's just they went away from it. Like, it's like they get scared from it, like they think it's not gonna work, or they fall too in love with like maybe 2 or 3, pass plays working in a row, and then they fall in love with it, and then they get too, it's just not balanced offense, bro, and it's just getting too cute. Like, it's just like that 4th and 1 play where, you know what I mean, you ran the ball. I mean, another thing, Andre James, bro, this dude is fucking pissing me off like Illuminor was pissing me off last year. He's getting fucking manhandled by pretty much every fucking nose tackle there is. I know that he's playing against some good ones, but damn, bro,
he's getting worked.
Hold your fucking ground, man.
He is getting worked.
Maybe they'll cut his ass too.
Supposedly
they got no choice.
Weight room all fucking off season and all this bullshit. It ain't showing.
Because I seen Grusso, the backup was inactive.
Fucking Chris Jones was 3 yards in the backfield on that 4th and 1, dog. There was no chance for fucking Jacobs to get that fucking play.
I thought it was a bad fucking play from the get go, doing a regular
it was horrible.
sixth grade toss to fucking. You ain't fooling nobody with that shit.
What the fuck was that, dude? Like, and then it's just like crazy. Like, and then to top it off, you got a guy fucking 3 yards in the backfield. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, we're not gonna be able to do anything with this offensive line too. But I mean, they do got some rest. They see this is the only upside, bro. I gotta take off. I gotta go take this dog to a fucking doctor's appointment. The only upside that I see for this bye being where it's at right now is that we're 2-2. We're basically, fucking 500. I'm not even counting whatever, because from this point forward, we have to win at least 4. I mean, I'm saying 4 out of the 5, bro, to solidify ourselves. You know what I mean? And to actually say that we're going to move forward with whoever we're going to move forward with.
Yeah,
But for
I think
me,
we have to
bro,
try to get two guards. We have to try to get two guards in the offseason, and we have to try to move. We have to move Parham to center now
that might be a
because
possibility.
yeah, well, Parham is supposed to be our backup center, and Parham has played center. You know what I mean? And I like the way he stepped in last year as a rookie. You know what I mean? As a center when he had a chance. So I fucking will definitely take that shit in a heartbeat. I'll put fucking Parham as center in a heartbeat over James right now, though. And then just try to draft try to draft a stud maybe at guard, and then you maybe pick up a guard in free agency. You know what I mean? And build this offensive line good, bro, because you still have Colton and you still have Mumford, who's young. It's probably going to end up taking, Illuminor's job. It's his third year, so that I mean, it's time for him to step up, or I mean, they're going to have to, draft another tackle too.
Yeah.
But at this point, it's like Andre James. I'm sorry, bro. You got to go.
You got to go. No, all I was gonna say, bro, was that I think this offense is gonna be a little bit better. Hopefully, James can actually do whatever he has to do, and hopefully they can open up the playbook a little bit to get in, because we're seeing spurts of good play calling. So hopefully, with this week off, they sit down, get some more plays in the book, get some more feedback from the players, get some shit together to where we can actually put a full fucking game out there, bro. And that's one of the biggest problems that the Raiders have been having. We haven't been able to put a full game together. So
yeah, this is what I was talking about. Dolphins. Yeah. As a Dolphins fan, this is what I was talking about too.
Life, bro. Shout out Dolphins for life. Shout out everybody in the chat too, bro.
Even if we would say we go 4-1 in the next 4 games, dog, and we somehow sneak into the playoffs, but it's because of the defense, we still got to draft a quarterback, dog, because it's and let them battle it out. Mm-hmm. Let them fucking battle it out, and then maybe you end up getting one guy. You know what I mean? If Aiden plays next year, the beginning of next year, and he does ball out, and the rookie does end up being our franchise guy, people are gonna be saying, why have 2 quarterbacks? That we have now we have a chip, a trade chip. You know what I mean? That we could probably go get some draft capital or something like that. So I don't see no harm in going to draft another quarterback next year, dog, and getting the guy that's going, because next year's the year in the draft. You know what I mean?
We still got some games to win though, bro. So I'm kind of excited. No matter what, I'm still kind of fucking excited and shit. But I gotta take off, fellas. I gotta go take this dog, man. I'm sorry, guys. Cut out on you guys. But I'll give you guys a little bit later, man. Raider Nation, man. Everybody in the chat, salute to you guys, man. Hopefully, you guys have a great fucking day. We're going live.
G&G show tonight.
Yeah, there you go. 4-1 next 4 games. We kill green cells.
Hey, 4-1. I'm pretty sure.
Get out of here.
I just feel next week for sure. I think we're gonna win. I think we're gonna beat Minnesota coming off the bye. And then we got
Sunday, right?
Sunday. Yeah.
What's wrong with Waller, dude? You neglecting him again or what?
Nah, he has to go get some shots and go to get his tongue looked at. He has a salivary gland that kind of keeps on opening up on him. So I got to go check it out. He's probably going to have to get surgery on his mouth just to get it removed and stuff like that, because it keeps getting it. So what happened was the salivary gland, the stuff then gets stuck in it and then it kind of blows up. He's not sick or anything like that, but we have to go get him prepped for get a little removal and stuff like that.
He's over there licking your feet at night.
Oh no! He's chewing on shit in the yard, bro. That motherfucker don't. Hell no! That's some.
Your feet at night.
Right now, I just glad I
got a toenail stuck in that shit.
Oh hell no! No, probably for fucking birds they'd be eating, bro. This motherfucker be catching doves and fucking all kinds of shit, bro. Motherfucker had a dove right here on my fucking doorstep the other day, bro, like a fucking cat.
Yeah, this fool fucking tries to catch these fucking little blue jay birds or whatever they are. They try to catch them right here in the backyard, like fucking crazy motherfucker. Try to catch the lizards and shit.
Hey, but I'll give you guys a little bit, bro. I'll give you guys a call a little bit later, man. The Raider Nation, man. You guys be good, man. Be safe. Have a good weekend. We'll see you guys on Sunday. All right.
All right, homie.
All right, brothers.
Yeah, shit. We were talking about this the other day, Gravy. What do you think about, they don't go fucking draft another QB, right? And they decide to go the free agent route and pay top dollar. See, I don't want to do that. I, for one, don't want to do that because that's going to take away from, other signings that we could possibly get. You know what I mean? And that's going to be a big part of our salary cap. That's why I want to go there.
What do we see out there, bro? What do we see out there?
Justin Fields. That's the only guy I see out there who we talked about the other day. That Lowe was talking about the other day. But like I'm totally not on board with that shit just because of the simple fact
Well,
I
there goes your mobility, your mobility,
I
Chad.
like his mobility. I do
Um,
like his mobility. It's just that the money that he's gonna command just because he's the only guy available, and that's just usually how it works in the NFL. Next guy up. It's unfortunate, but like even if he's not as good as the last guy that got 150 million or 100 and 200 million, even if he's not as good as the last guy, since he's the next guy up, and since since he's the only guy available to get in this free agency class, he's gonna get something close to it. He's gonna get something close to 180, for 4 years or 5 years. You know what I mean? That's gonna take a big fucking chunk of your shit out. You know what I mean? Big chunk of your salary cap out for those 4 years, and that's the only reason I can't see us going in any of those routes. Like especially with the amount of quarterbacks, available, most likely available coming up in this draft. What do you think?
well, you always have maybe 5, 6 coaches that surprisingly, we got the obvious ones that are probably going to be head coaches that are going to be let go, and they always, if they get another chance, they always want to bring their quarterbacks in, and the first thing we got to do is get a head coach before we get a quarterback. We got to get the guy that we got to have all that offensive coordinator, head coach hired. It's gonna be way before the draft, but
yeah, I think that's around I think right after the season, if we don't make it to playoffs, I think I'd say
before we talk about players, bro. Before we talk about players, who we should get, we need to get our coaching situation going.
If it's not AP, I think close to Super Bowl, that's when you'll hear, or right after Super Bowl, because that's when you get guys who probably lost in the offense, or guys who made it to the Super Bowl, or guys who are in the AFC Championship, NFC Championship. Like the offensive coordinators from those teams usually are getting interviews. You know what I mean? They're defensive coordinators, offensive coordinators from those teams are usually getting interviews for the team. So that's why I could see around like the Super Bowl time, that's when you'll hear maybe a new coach, or earlier if we can go on a run, say in these next 5 games, I could see them making it as soon as season's end and taking that interim tag off of maybe AP if that happens. But other than that,
I gotta wait.
I don't see it happening.
I think they gotta wait.
They could take the
interim
tag off. They could take the interim tag off at any point. They can't hire a head coach, I think, until after. But they can, as far as in taking the interim tag off, they could. And they have to wait till the end of the season to negotiate his new contract. But he'll be recognized as the head coach moving forward. It's just that they're going to have to,
then he can start getting his own staff. He can start getting his own staff and stuff. But see, the people that everybody's talking about that are offensive coordinators, that are we saying good offensive coordinators, like the one in Philly, the one in Miami, there's a bunch of other good ones that I think, but the thing is that those guys are, in their minds, they're not thinking of going to another team and being an offensive coordinator. They're thinking of going to another team and being a head coach. So, if you're an offensive coordinator that's successful, especially like a Super Bowl type offensive coordinator, like the guy from Philly.
This is the new rule now. I guess it's a new rule now. They can't do it during Super Bowl week. I guess now they have to wait till the day after the Super Bowl now to start taking interviews.
That's what I think.
Last year they were doing it during the fucking NFC Championship week and shit. Like a guy had to go to an interview on Saturday and then go play the NFC Championship game on Sunday. I think it was D'Amico Ryan.
They that's how you lose a lot of. We want you right now. We want you right now. Then you would get like a quarterback coach, not fully into winning the Super. You want your guy fully into your team on the Super Bowl. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. You don't want his mind on other things. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes perfectly sense, though, because there shouldn't be another team allowed to be distracting your coach. Like you never know. Like it's just like there shouldn't be any distractions from the shit until after the season. Why can't they wait till after the season? Like what the fuck? If everybody's rules on the same day, you could wait. You could wait. Everybody else has to wait till that day too. So like, you know what I mean? They should have to wait like until after the Super Bowl. Day after Super Bowl, do whatever the fuck you want. Go take an interview you want. But like, yeah, I never fucking seen like, I never got that shit. Like, I never got why guys were taking interviews during like, like NFC Championship games when, you know what I mean? They're on the verge of making the Super Bowl or something like that. It's like,
Yeah,
the hell, bro. Like,
I want to win a Super Bowl, man. I'm gonna concentrate on that. Then I'll interview with you. That's what I would say. That's what I would do.
yeah,
If I don't get the job because of that, then that means you're doing something to take. There's some side talking though, bro. All of them are friends. A lot of them don't. Some of them don't.
It's good that they changed that rule though.
That circle's so small of coaches, bro. Especially your type coach, and the people that you work with that all of them know each other. It's very rarely that you bring in somebody that's, that you haven't worked with or been over or under the so per se a defensive coordinator or offensive coordinator that you don't know about.
Yeah, for me right now, like the one thing I will say for damn sure, we have to get a different offensive coordinator. I'm sorry, we have to get a different coordinator. Like, I'm sorry, Bo, you're young. You're gonna get your chance, bro. You're still very fucking young. You still got a lot more time to grow, whatever, in this league, bro. But we need a new offensive coordinator, regardless of what we get.
Guerrero, Todd Downing is a well-respected offensive coordinator in the league, bro. If you don't know that, but he's respected. So he wasn't good for us, And all this, I'll bring Musgrave back, and all this shit. He ain't gonna want to be here. He has a bad taste in his mouth with the Raiders. Right? That's one thing you don't want to do. You don't want to be the art shell of fucking John Gruden of the fucking Raiders. You guys tired of that yet?
Yeah, I just think that we're gonna. That's one thing that we do have to get for sure. Like that's the main thing we have to get, and allow if it's gonna be AP, let him have some input, but make sure we bring in a guy who's not just has let's see what he's look at his track record, and hopefully he doesn't have Brady behind him. That's all that matters. You know what I mean? Because if he doesn't have Brady who made him, then fuck it. We got to start evaluating these guys for what they've done with their evaluation of players, because that's going to be very important. Because no matter what, we're either going to have a second-year guy, learning his second offense, or we're going to have a new quarterback. If it was up to me, as in drafting another quarterback this upcoming season. So regardless, we're going to have to get somebody who's has a track record of either like developing guys well, and and just being able to be innovative in this game, dog. A guy who's looked upon, with respect, as like, that he's starting to change the game, in his new play calling and that type of shit. Like, we have to be smart, dog. But to me, I think AP has changed the other parts of the game to where that's important to me in a head coach, like having the whole locker room's respect, having being able to stand in front of a camera and take the accountability for the whole team. You know what I mean? With his head held high and shit like that. And then being able to be that type of guy. Like, that's why I like him. But I do agree with you. He has work to do in these last 5 games. He still has to win 3 to 4 games. I think 4 will kind of lock the door on maybe him getting the job. Like, for sure he'll get it. 3 is still he's strongly considered, but I think anything less than 3 is gonna be tough for him to keep the job.
Yeah, just like the thing is that the way coaches are now is that you got to win, bro. You could be a great head coach, but you have to win games. And you can run the best locker room, and people can get pissed because you get fired, but you have to win football games. And then if you don't,
this is a big thing why I think too, because his positions, like his position, like where he was coaching before he got the fucking job, is the brightest spot on this team, basically, like that, the most improved.
I think our linebackers. I think Spillane stepped up big time. Diablo is playing like average now. Average. He has his games. Magnuson was unheard of, and now you're starting to see him come around. It might be too late, but he did a good job as positional coach. He came in roaring as a head coach, but that only goes so far, Gabe. I hate to say it, bro, but I've been around it so many times, bro. That only goes so far. People get tired of that, and then you're talking shit, but you ain't winning football. That's what eventually. That's what people are gonna start saying. Look at your record. You're yelling all over the place, and you got the team and all this, but you're fucking 6-10 3 years in a row. You have to win games.
Yeah, he has to go. Like that's why I'm saying, like anything less than 3 wins in these next 5 games is gonna be tough because he's gonna have a lot of question marks. You know what I mean? Like, but I think you get 3 games. I think you're a strong candidate, dog, for the job, because now you have a winning record. You know what I mean, with the games that you had left. You know what I mean, with the team that you had, with the rookie quarterback, with the rookie play caller. You know what I mean. And you as a rookie, you're gonna learn more. You know what I mean. You're obviously gonna get. It's not gonna be so much of a difference, but obviously from one year to another, you're gonna figure out, okay, this was kind of bad last year. This is what I gotta change this year. You know what I mean? And because that's how coaches get better. You know what I mean? Shit, like you were talking about earlier. Like Tomlin was that guy, but like he started young as fuck too. You know what I mean? So it's like, can he turn into that type of coach? Because he has that he looks like he demands that same type of respect. But now, can he develop like Tomlin developed? You know what I mean? In his coaching, in his coaching ways. You know what I mean? And be able to be personalized with every player on his team. You know what I mean? And being able to, like affect, even if it's over like him having the confidence of, it doesn't matter if there's a genius offensive coordinator on your staff or a genius defensive coordinator on your staff. You have the confidence that we're changing this shit right now. You know what I mean? Because that's what our head coach does too. Like, even though you got those guys, you still gotta sometimes, you know what I mean? You gotta kind of like put your foot down and kind of put your authority down and shit like that. So I think right now, like you said, he is kind of a little bit too dependent on it, but can he learn from that if he does get a good offensive coordinator in here and shit like that, and then with another year under him and finally having some head coaching experience under him. So that's why, like, but like you said, I think 3 games is the minimum of what he's gonna need to be considered for that.
If he goes in here, and we'll see, AP is in different situations every game. I've seen it. Time management, having timeouts, going for it. We want AP to go for it, and you're gonna have your different. Me and you, Gabe, we say, well, he should have went for a first down. Well, no, I don't think he should have. He should have took the point, right? Because in football, you say always take the points, but then you play certain teams that can overmatch that, and then you end up kicking a bunch of field goals, and then you get your ass kicked anyways. You know what I mean? You wasted all this time on the clock, and you got your ass kicked. But there's no point in that. But the thing is that when you get conservative, you're a conservative coach. You just got to do it the right way. And what it does is it doesn't work for him because he's losing games at it. The way I am is that if I'm up 14 on you, that's not the last. You're gonna see 14 more come back real quick. Or at least try. And even if I miss a field goal or not. But if I'm 4th and 1, I'm going for the fucker. If I'm at 45 or my 40, I'm going for it. If on your 40, I'm definitely going for it. even though you hit the field goal or not. But they need to give
Yeah,
you
'cause
three.
he
If you get
kinda-
the first down, just get 1 yard, man. That's all you got to get is 1 fucking yard instead of trying to get up 30. You know, just get 1 yard, get the first down. Then you waste time on the clock. You got 3 more downs to be conservative again. Maybe bust one. You know, just a maybe would be better than missing a field goal, right? You know, just a maybe. You know, and if you get stuck, if you get
that was a
stuck
tough
there,
call, though. That one was a tough call.
Well-
It was early still, and like I would have went. Me personally, like I said, I would have personally went for it just because that is Kansas City. You're not gonna keep them down the whole game. You know what I mean? So it's like you kind of have to play with that in your mind since the beginning. But I do understand his point of view where like let's go up 2 scores. You know what I mean? Our offense is running the ball good. Our offense is playing the ball good right now. You know what I mean? And the defense started off hot too. So it was like I could see where he went with that. But me personally, like especially with his like the way that he was preaching it, he seemed a little he seemed a little too conservative right there because when you're talking like in the locker room or in press conferences that you're playing with house money and all this shit, then let's play like that then. Let's play like that on the field. Let's do that shit on the field. And you're playing with house money, then fuck it, let's go for it right there. You know what I mean?
he's the heart of our team. He's the heart of our team. You know.
Yeah, and it showed me a little bit more of like, oh shit, like he was kind of playing a little scared ball right there. You know what I mean? Like, okay, we're up 7-0. Let's just go up 10-0. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to not score and fucking be, you know, like that. So it's like he looked at it, that played a little scared. That was a little bit, you know, like a scary ball to me. But yeah, like I see where he was going with it. Like he wanted to go up 2 scores. You know what I mean? Early, and it didn't hurt us that bad because we did, you know. Their very next drive, they went 3 and out, and then we ended up scoring that touchdown with Jacobs on that, you know, that long run. But it's like momentum, like you know, you score
You
on
lost
that,
it.
yeah. So it's like
You lost the momentum.
it was just you have to score as many times as possible on that, and then and Carlson too. Carlson fucking a big blame on that too. You got to score as many points. You can't leave any points. You know what I mean for not and. Carlson as well too, dog. Like that's what are you doing? Dog? Like you've made so many. This is worst year he's been in with the Raiders. This is worst year so far with the Raiders. He's missed, you know, more than I think his other years combined. So it's like, come on, bro. Like, and that's a 30-something yarder. You can't be missing those. And I mean, and that could have made it like it's. I don't know if it would have made a big difference. Like I've been talking, but it's still like when you're up 17-0, which we were last year on them too. But I mean, that's a different story. But it's just our that, and then you know, combined with the way that the offensive, you know, the play calling went, and that's why I don't put too much of that part on AP because you know what I mean, like we've been talking, you know, the rookie quarterback, and then you know the play caller getting way too conservative. It was just, but that's where I do agree with you. AP should have went over there and been like, hey, bro, like
let's go.
What are we doing here? You know what I mean? What are we doing here? I'm not. Who am I to say that he didn't? But still, it didn't look like it because it didn't translate on the field. The play calling got more and more conservative while it was going. So like it just didn't seem like he went up to him and said, "Hey," or he didn't get the message, or one of the two.
Or maybe it was AP's call. That's just waste clock.
That's bigger because if that's the case, I mean, we'll never know. But if that's the case, then that's big time. But people in the building know. So you know what I mean? That has to be part of their evaluation. And I'm gonna put the trust in them too.
You're muted. I can't hear you, bro. Can all you go hear Gabe? Or is it just me? Because I hear music in the background.
You hear me?
No.
Okay, there it is. No, it's just like we have to.
A little twitch you did like that, mess it up.
Like, oh. Nah, but it was just. I think we had to.
I see what you mean, bro. You know, we don't know, we ain't gonna know, but it's just like
That'd be
it
big.
looks like there's a change of, you know, you okay, rah in the locker room, but when you're on the field, is what matters, and then is what we see. And if you can prepare your team all you want, man. If the players don't want to play, then they ain't. And it's just, and I don't think our players are doing that. But you can't it's just so obvious, bro, that you break away from the running game, and then that's working for you, and then you want to throw the ball to match up, you know, because they were catching up. You want to throw the ball, but the best asset you have at wide receiver ain't getting the football. So, you know, I think 1 to 2 targets the rest of the second, third, and fourth quarters. Maybe DA got, you know, and Jacoby was taking them and getting them, but it was just. Execution is really, really involved in it too. But I don't know if something needs to be balanced on there. We haven't had a balanced attack offensively all season. All season. It was either one way or the other way. And I know we've won games running the football.
Bro,
we've lost games not running it. So
you've seen at the beginning of the game when they said the announcer said, "Oh, the Raiders have, like, I think they said like 7 plays running, 7 plays passing," and that's when we were at our best. We were moving the ball like nothing, 4 for 4 on third down with the fucking touchdown. You know what I mean? And they're just moving the ball up and down the field. But once they got away from that, you see what happened, and it's just like, come on, bro. Like, I know we're not the only ones calling for this. Like, you got to keep that shit balanced. Like, that. Come on, you want to keep a job, then let's do with the formula that has worked, bro. Like, this is what's worked. You know what I mean? Jacobs told you during the week, I need the ball this many times. You went away from it. The proof is in the pudding with his record, his track record. When he touches the ball more than 20 times, which is the reason why he said that during the week. You know, the proof is in the pudding, where we have a fucking far superior record winning when he touches the ball 20 times. So it's like that has to play a big time role in AP too, because AP has to see that while game is going. You know what I mean? And go over to fucking, you know, Bo and be like, hey, bro, come on.
He has to do it, or it was involved in the game plan. We'll go up on them, then we'll get conservative. You know,
and that just
that might have been the game plan. Well, we say, hey, that's fucked up. It ain't gonna work. It never works, and a lot of times it doesn't, Gabe. But a lot of times it does. And time is what you want to have the most in football. You want to have the most time to do what you want. And there's strategies out there. Hey, let fucking, you know, Tua and Mahomes sit on the sideline and watch us get down the field. But if you don't score no points, in 2 or 3 plays they can score a touchdown, and then you're down again. You know, so it's just like Miami. I think he did well play Miami game, but it just got out of hand for us. But what we got to do is that we got to stop this. Oh, we can if we think that we could just hit the switch and turn into this whole different team, then prove it to me that you can do that, for one, or, you know, just do something right first and get it established, and then work on the other thing. Use it. You know, if you want to throw the ball, okay, run the ball too. Do play action with it. If you want to run the ball, do play action. Do. Let the guy get out and out of bounds and see if he can chuck it. You know, that might work better for him. Maybe he likes doing bootlegs and hitting people with that. But it just seems like they're undecisive on what they want to do. and I understand because they haven't done it yet, but haven't worked on it a while. But it just when sometimes when you think you know, and then they do it, is that I shouldn't be knowing and coaching that I've been through what you're gonna do offensively because you're used to doing it. You just surprised me of doing it. Those defensive coordinators get surprised when you gain 50 yards on them. That run probably pissed Spagnuolo off so bad, that all of his players were out of position for Jacobs to get 60 yards a touchdown. He probably still thinking about it because there's other teams looking at that place that they're going to do the same shit on us.
It's fucking true, bro. It's looking like.
But I have yet to see Aiden take over a game. I have yet to see Aiden take over a game to where he's the lead quarterback of that game. Not even against the Jets. We just beat that good defense. That defense wasn't maybe had an off day or what, but we could say that was a badass defense we played against, but he wasn't. He should have been a dominating factor in that game because he was the better quarterback. So we say on paper, but those guys made plays too. They don't want to get beat. What's Ozzy saying here? We're talking to Cashler. As long as he isn't drafting guys, I'd rather bring back JG back over Harbaugh. John Gruden, Jack Kennedy, we had a big old discussion about that. I hope you heard it.
What?
Jack Kennedy want to bring up John Gruden.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier, Jack. It's just time to move on from that narrative, I think, now, dog. Like, we have to go find. We have to like what they say, dog. We have to evolve, or we have to adapt, or fucking like they say, dog. We're gonna be basically a dead franchise, like we've been. You know what I mean? Case basically, like like fan wise, we're not. You know what I mean? But as in winning wise and relevant wise, you know what I mean? To like, being a contender and that shit, we've been dead for the last I don't know how many years, bro. So it's like we have to get with the program like every other winning organization. You see them like other than Andy Reid, but you see other coaches, like other teams who are starting to emerge as winners, like the Eagles and shit like that. Like you see them have guys who are or get quarterbacks that are dynamic both ways, or you get.
Hey, Gabe, Andy Reid been fired too, bro.
Yeah, he has, dog. He's
been
fucking
fired
got fired.
too.
I mean,
it's
with me right now is like you have to. A lot of the shit is based on the quarterback. It's like they say, it's a quarterback-driven league. You know what I mean? It's a quarterback-driven league, and if you don't have one of them, you don't have one of those guys that keeps you at the cream of the cup, you're always on the hot seat.
Or because a monster dominating, no penalty, turnover machine defense. That's what you gotta have.
If you're not a winning team, like a winning team that wins consistently, and you don't have a dynamic quarterback, dog, you're gonna be like, you're always going to fucking, the coach is always going to be looked at the first to go. Like, you see still nobody talking shit about, Herbert's things, you know what I mean? It's the coach. You know what I mean? No matter what, like it's always going to be on the coach, because that's always the fall guy when they already paid their guy. You know what I mean? When you already paid the guy, especially, and you've already identified as that guy being your guy. Yeah, bro. Most of the time,
Cash Lord. I thought Andy Reid was good when he had Alex Smith. You didn't think so?
He's okay. He did what he did. It's just that he wasn't the guy that he is now. That he is with Patrick Mahomes. That he was.
I think that's what we're gonna eventually get, bro. With O'Connell, we're gonna get an Alex Smith with O'Connell. That's what he's gonna be tossed around the league.
That's crazy though, because Alex Smith was a number 1 overall pick too. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
He
He
played
didn't
good.
live up to it. He didn't live up to it, but he's a quarterback there. He was a good quarterback. You know,
I just don't,
with the,
fuck, bro. Like, I just don't like, because to me, you have to have, right now, you have to be a dual quarterback to survive in this league.
Yeah.
Mahomes, as great as he is with his arm, dog, he's fucking dangerous with his feet. You know what I mean? Fucking, like guys that still are known for passers, like Tua, they can still get out of the pocket and throw it. You know, fucking Trevor Lawrence, he can still do that shit. Like all of these guys, they don't have to be, you know what I mean? Obviously, they don't have to be Lamar Jackson. They don't have to be like Jalen Hurts or anything like that, but they have to have that in their arsenal. You know what I mean? To be able to be, I think, compete with the big dogs, or else you're going to have to build other ways, which is more expensive. Because if you go through the quarterback ways, and then you can build, like, you know what I mean? You look at the Chiefs, bro. Like they're paying, you know, Mahomes top dollar money, but you get a couple of weapons around him that he can, because he's that good, then it keeps them relevant. You know what I mean? You don't have to, like, other ways. You're gonna have to get top-notch players at almost every position to accommodate for, you know what I mean, the things you can't do at fucking, you know, at quarterback.
yeah,
So I just think,
I think
like, you have to go get one of those quarterbacks, dog. Like there's a lot of them in this, I think, in this draft. Not a lot of great ones. That's why you got to identify the guy that is going to fit you and fit this team, and obviously the guy with the most upside, bro. Like, to me, that guy is, fuck, bro. Like, it's tough because there's so many. I like Jaden Daniels, but his frame is, like, small.
is that the one from Florida State?
That's the one from
LSU.
LSU.
Yeah, he's a skinny guy.
Yeah, but I mean, I like Drake May. Drake May, that dude's big, but he's been struggling, you know, like a little bit. But that's how shit gets. But you got to take their overall type of shit. But Bo Nix is pretty damn solid. Like he's been solid all year. Caleb is still, they say, the top guy. That I don't think we're gonna have a chance at him. So I still think, no matter what, they think, a lot of people think that he's still gonna go number 1 regardless. So at the end of the day, I think there's with the record that they have, there's gonna be talk right now. But once the draft comes back around, and, you know, and they take into, like, account, like, his whole 3 years, like, he does have the best 3 years out of all of those guys. You know what I mean? Caleb, you know what I mean, at Oklahoma, and then these last 2 years, you know, winning a Heisman, and then struggling this year, but still, you know what I mean, with that defense that they had, they were just trash. You know what I mean? And it's just, I think Caleb's still gonna be the number 1 overall guy, but we don't have a chance at it, so don't even think about him. But all the other guys, I think, if you have a chance to go trade up for him, I would go Bo. I would probably go Bo at this point. I've seen a lot. That dude is fucking. Man, he don't turn the ball
Where we're
over,
at right now, I think we're 11th or something.
Something like that.
It just popped. I was looking at some research shit, and I was like,
that's what I'm saying. I don't care if
11th
it's
or
11,
10th or something.
If it's 11, I wouldn't mind trading up, dog. Like, even if that means, you know, getting rid of some draft capital, you know, in the future. But if that's our actual guy, like this year, like, if, say, like, those reports have any truth to them, and you know, like, I don't think none of us would have been mad if we would have traded our next, you know, 2 first-round picks or something like that, or our first and a second-round pick for Stroud right now. If we would have had Stroud right now, playing the way he's playing. Granted, okay. Playing the way he's playing. Like, none of us would have been saying nothing if he would have been, you know what I mean, playing the way he's playing right now. Say he's playing the way he's playing right now, and we would have traded 2 first-round picks for. So I think that's why we can't be scared of that. Like, if we're gonna trade up, and that is gonna be the guy that's gonna change our fucking franchise, then fuck it. You know what I mean? But that's the risk. That's gonna be the risk that we're gonna take if we trade up for anybody. And I think that's gonna be the route. I think that's gonna be the route that we're gonna have to take with the amount of wins that we're gonna probably have at the end of this year. If we want to
I
get one of
think
those.
we get a first round pick, and it is like a Bo Nix or something, and which I hope it is because I like Bo
Oh,
Nix. Yeah, yeah. Gagger right now, Gagger
what's
time.
la bolsita?
You didn't see it. I didn't even see it. It was so quick. Um,
It's right there. You didn't see that shit. I was like, do I got anything? Do I got anything?
nah, you're all right. You're right. You're right. You know, like this. You know, like this. Like
Oh shit. Okay,
this.
okay. Oh, the
Yeah.
drip. The
Anyway,
drip.
if it is Bo Nix, I would be happy with that. Not for a 1 and 2 though, but I think if that happens, we might lose Devontae, and then we would have to do something with Devontae. We could get a lot for Devontae, but
Yeah, you can. But damn, dog,
you
do
know,
you do that? Say
I think if we,
if you get a rookie quarterback in here, say that good, like say a Bo Nix, say we do by some chance, you take away his best weapon.
that's not the case. The thing is that you got to think more of Devontae. You're developing a quarterback that never even seen the shit that Devontae could do, and it's gonna take him time to get adjusted. So
Make
not
him
only
travel.
not only did Devontae have to, you know, develop a new rapport with Derek Carr, he had to develop a new rapport with Garoppolo. He's developing a new rapport with Aiden, and now he's gonna have to do it all over again. He's gonna get tired of it. Any player would.
Well, if we
God
do,
damn.
like I do, like my neighbor saying right here, like if we do, I mean, I did see this year's free agency class, and it's a big one. It's a lot of dudes. I could go through the list right here too. Like there's a lot of fucking free agents. You know what I mean? That are gonna be good this upcoming, you know, free agency list for pretty much, dog. And it's like with all of those guys, it's Mike Evans, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, Marquise Brown, Calvin Ridley, Michael Pittman Jr., Kendrick Bourne, Darnell Mooney, Odell Beckham, Curtis Samuel. Those are all the guys that are projected free agents. You know what I mean? And it's shit. If you can get two of those guys on the salary of Devontae, or even get one of them at like maybe at a lower price, and then you could use that money to maybe beef up the offensive line. You know what I mean, for whatever rookie you bring in here. You know what I mean? Then I think that then I would be okay with it as well. You know what I mean? But you would have to bring in one of those. I think you have to have a veteran guy in here that's going to be like a security blanket as well for the new coming. If we do get a new quarterback, or you know what I mean, because I think you would have to get six
Shit, bro.
quarterbacks.
I wouldn't.
I
I
like
wouldn't mind fucking.
I like
I wouldn't
Calvin
mind
Ridley.
fucking. I wouldn't mind Hollywood on this team either.
Michael Pittman Jr. is pretty damn good too. That dude has hands and he catches everything.
He gets hurt a lot.
He
All
does.
those dudes get hurt. All those dudes get hurt from
What about Mike
fucking
Evans?
Mike Evans. From Mike Evans down, y'all get hurt.
They do. All of them. See, that's the thing too. That'd be hard, but
And
like
Devontae,
I like
Devontae
Adams.
don't get hurt.
I like Adams, and I wouldn't mind keeping him if he's gonna come in with like a Bo Nix, keeping him, and then you know what I mean, and then just going heavy on free agency, like and building what the deficiencies on our team. You know what I mean? And then
Oh yeah, bro. If we put good people around this quarterback, and he sees it, he sees some winning happening, and then he wants to be a Raider, but things happen to where he also wants to win a Super Bowl, and then every player wants to win a fucking Super Bowl, Gabe. And
yeah,
a
for sure.
thousand players, a thousand players ain't gonna be happy every year. Two or 2,500 players ain't gonna be happy. Only 53 of them are gonna be happy at the end of the year. He's just trying to fit on the right team that's gonna do that. And if he wants to go to, you know, KC, whatever, or he wants to do other shit and take less money, all these good teams got badass wide receivers. If you want to go to Philly, it's going to cost you AJ Brown or Smith. If you want to go to, I'm sure KC will make a big push for his ass. Will give us fucking first, second this year, first, second next year, and fucking a second the year after that. You gotta fuck these teams up to get one of our players, especially if it's in our division.
I mean, I like Jacoby, man. I like Jacoby, and then maybe getting another guy, like another veteran guy in here. So, and then especially,
I think Pittman and Jacoby, or it would be great.
Because I like the fast, the speed, that we have in Tucker. You know what I mean? I think we're gonna be able to develop him. We have the speed there, and I think you have and then Michael Mayer. I think he's just gonna get better. You know what I mean? That dude's just gonna get better for whatever. He's gonna be a good security blanket for whoever plays. I think if it's Aiden going forward or whatever quarterback we bring in, Michael Mayer is gonna turn into a stud. It was kind of iffy at the beginning of the season, but I think it's just because they weren't using him. But you seen as soon as they start using him, dog, that dude's a football player, man. Michael Mayer, that dude is a fucking football player, man. I like the way he plays football.
What if there's a can't miss right tackle, can't miss defensive tackle, stud motherfucker? Or I'm not hearing that there's good corners anywhere, but someone like Sauce or something like that could just take over a game real quick. You know what I mean? I'm not hearing any of that, but if there's an interior guy, I might make it change up from a quarterback, but because that matters.
Or how about even like if you could go, you're gonna draft it, like say you fucking trade, DA, and you get a first round pick or whatever, and you don't have to trade to get a quarterback, and you trade DA, you can go fucking draft. I like the receiver dude from Florida State. I got Keon Coleman. That dude is gonna. I think that dude's gonna be a beast. Other than what they show about what's his name is a given. I think he's gonna be a for sure. I think he's gonna be a for sure good receiver in the league. Fucking Marvin Harrison Jr. That dude just looks fucking.
I hope it doesn't happen. One day.
He just looks like a man amongst boys in college, dog. Like whenever he goes out there to fucking catch the ball, like it's just easy for him. It looks easy for him and shit.
Meyer?
No, fucking
the guy from Florida State?
Marvin Harrison Jr.
Oh yeah. Like I said, that's why I don't see a lot of DBs out there, because he schools a lot of them. And he has the pedigree. He has the dad. He's gonna be top 5, bro.
They fucking have him.
Hey,
they have him.
So was Burks.
Going,
so was Burks. Burks was a top 5 quarter receiver. So you never know.
They have him either 1 or fucking 2 if Chicago ends up keeping Fields. They got hit them fucking taking Marvin Harrison at 1. That's crazy.
Fields. He done had no receivers over there except for what's his name. That's it.
Yeah, and you get him. You know what I mean? Then you got him and DJ Moore. It wouldn't be bad.
DJ Moore wouldn't be bad either.
DJ Moore did, but he's there for. I don't know how long he's there actually. To be honest.
Yeah, he just.
But, to me, it's these next 5 games, dog. I think what we're good in certain positions. I think this is the time of these last 5 games. Other than looking at it at like a fucking run, I'm not gonna be let down by not making the playoffs or whatever. I would be glad to make it, but to me, it's more how these rookies develop, dog. Like let's see how these rookies that are gonna play, you know what I mean, develop. You know what I mean? Now that they, you know what I mean, they're gonna come off a bye and they gotta finish the year off strong, dog, because it kind of went 2-0 where, oh shit, you know what I mean, these guys can look like they could get the job, then they go 0-2. Now you got, you know what I mean, the divide again between, you know, the nation of some people want to keep AP, some people are already looking at different, you know, avenues and different coaches and shit like that. So it's like these last 5 games are gonna be super important, dog, for this shit, like, you know what I mean, because so far he's done okay, but in order to keep the job, I think he's going to have to do more than okay. He's going to have to end this year with, I think, with a winning record for him to keep the job, which is going 3 out of the next 5 at least.
Yeah, I think that if we could bolster that defense that's on the come up and get some solid guys there that are going to be there for a while, you know, I think Graham's doing a good job defensively, but we always got to add to that in free agency and, you know, in draft. In free agency, we should solely put all that money into the defensive line, the pass rush, and then, you know, I've listened to a lot of lives when I was gone, and then, you know, I was hearing, you know, Kuntz sucks, this and that, and I go, dude, if Kuntz sucks so bad, you could just think all these running plays that are going on the outside that are getting brought down. You see number 51 right there. You see 9 right there. You see 9 right there. Yeah, you see 9 out there. You know, our young guys getting out there. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna judge. We're on this judgment factor, like we were with what was his name? That he went to the 49ers. Khalid Farrell. That he's just a sack master. No, our guy that gets the sacks is Crosby. And very rarely you can look at Philly. You know, it's that one guy that gets all the sacks. Their interior is so good up front. You see what happens, that everybody gets the wealth of that. You know, just one guy. That's all we need. You know, and it has to be a better product than Bilal Nichols or, you know, somebody than that. We're happy with Bilal Nichols. Bilal Nichols, we're happy with. You know, we got to get somebody better than that. And even the other guy that we got from San Diego, he's not doing what he's supposed to be doing. We think we're putting better pressure when our pressure sucks. That's why these quarterbacks are doing what they're doing against us, is because our pressure is not there. We still have the same problems now as we did as before when the other coach was here. So it's the same thing, but it's just a different vibe, Gabe. You know what I mean? Like it's the same song, but it just has a different beat to it. But you're listening to the same shit. Different beat, but you can rap to it the same way, and it's just a remake. We're still doing this. We still can't get pressure on the quarterbacks. Our run stop is better to me on the perimeter, but they gouge us up in the middle. When has that ever stopped? Throwing in the middle of the field, when has that ever stopped? You know, the only thing that really stopped was the deep passes. Our safeties are playing really well.
Yeah, I just feel like
that's 5 games. Offensively, we're just all over the place, and we're not a bad team, bro. We just got to went through a transition to where we're just accepting these mistakes that we're making, but that they knew from the get-go. It ain't, McDaniel's he taught us so fucking bad that this guy came in and renewed everything. Nah, it's still the same stuff. We're doing the same things in game that we were doing when McDaniels was here. It's just that he's not. But we're not seeing it that way, bro. We're not seeing it like that way. And I hate to talk about that, but because I'm a rah guy with my team, Gabe. You know that, man. I get pissed and I get pissed off. I'm passionate about my team, man. I'm tired of losing. You say you haven't seen them win in 20 years. Well, fuck, man, it's been almost 35 for me. Because I'm older than you. But it's just I'm tired of it too. I just want things more in a hurry to happen better than the guys that was that. Oh well, we got our quarterback of the future. What happened to all that? What happened to all that talk? We have the quarterback of the future. Oh, now, he's a rookie. Oh, he has a rookie. He has an intern offensive coordinator. Yes, that is a problem. That is a minor problem that he needs to get, but he knows that he needs to do his shit.
Yeah.
So it's the same mistakes. It's the same mistakes. So what we need to do is, either get it together and have one good game together, offensive and defensively, and including the special teams, not missing fucking field goals, making tackles on the runs, and we got a good special team, but you have to be efficient in both sides of the ball on the main two particular ones that you see, and we haven't done that yet. And as soon as that clicks, that's hard to get away from, Gabe. It's hard. You know that. Once you do it once, it'll be easier to do it again. And then, this is how it works? Yeah. It's easy. And then your 4-game winning streak and all that will be happening.
Like, technically, we have beaten a team that's has currently a record over 500, but that's it. Only one.
We can't look at our schedule and say, hey, we can't pick who we want, Raider Paul, at any time of the day. Teams that suck are playing good football right now. Who thought Cleveland Browns were going to be with the way they were? They got smacked this last week, but who thought that? Who thought that they'll be the number one best defense in the fucking league? Nobody did. Everybody had their same thing. Kansas City ain't winning games any special. Philly squeezed one out. The only team that's kicking ass is fucking, I hate to fucking say it was fucking Dallas. But they ain't even gonna win the Super Bowl because they always fuck up.
They barely pulled one out yesterday.
They pulled one out yesterday, but usually it's been 40-20, whatever it is, isn't it? And then those guys had damn good games. Almost got beat at home by Geno Smith, hurt Geno Smith. So it can happen. You can't control if the team's 500 or not, because you never know. You don't know if the team's gonna suck or not. If that's the case, why do we lose to Chicago?
True.
Explain that. We lost to the Chicago fucking Bears, dude. Explain that.
Yeah, because there's some good teams, and I'm not gonna say that they're not good. They're not good. Some good teams haven't beat any teams over 500, and technically we have at least beaten a team that's currently over 500 in the Broncos. The Broncos are 6-5. And we beat them at least. I know that it was the first game of the season, but I mean, shit, they are a better team, I guess.
They're rolling right now.
But if you want to go to like, they're a different team now. So are we? You know what I mean? Because obviously we don't have McDaniels here anymore, so we're a totally different team as well too. We're not, last two games we haven't been able to pull off any wins against some better teams. Some of the contenders. Some of these Super Bowl contender teams. Because these last two, we gotta be real too. Those are two teams that are, in that Super Bowl contending type fucking thing. You know what I mean? The Chiefs are defending champions. and the Miami's Miami right now. They're one of these teams that are they can make some noise in the playoffs if they if their offense plays anything like they've been playing during the regular season. They're the number one offense. You know what I mean? So if their offense plays anything like they were in the regular season, they can make it to the Super Bowl too. Like so that's two Super Bowl contending teams that we played against. So it's like we just got to. I know these last 5 games are going to be pretty tough because it's the NFL, dog. But I'll say I'll go on the record as saying that we're going to beat the Vikings. We're going to beat the Chargers, and we're going to beat the Broncos. The other 2 games, I don't think we're gonna. Unfortunately, I don't think we're gonna be able to get that game in Kansas City. I just don't. I don't know. Like I hope so. That's the one game I want to
Hey,
get.
hey, Denver did. Denver did over there. Who thought that?
That's the one game I want to get. But it's gonna be tough because it's just like they have our fucking number, dog. I don't know what it is. Like you were saying, it looked like they were playing with us in the first quarter and shit. Like a
Mhm.
fucking dog playing with its
They played
food.
with us the whole second. The whole second after the first quarter, they were fucking with
But
phones.
other than those teams, like the Colts, I seen being a pretty tough game. Like I see all those games being tough, but I'll go on the record and say I think we're gonna win those 3 games. And the other 2, I think the question mark for me, I'll say we're gonna take an hour in the Kansas City game, but and it's a question mark for me in the Colts game because it's Indianapolis. It's in Indianapolis and it's on New Year's Day or New Year's Eve. So I'll put a question mark on that one. But I think we're gonna win the other 3. And shit, if you get that one in Indy, who knows? It's a dark horse, dog. It's a big, it's a
I think we could
far
do it.
chance, far chance, but who knows, dog?
I think we could do it. Ain't no wrong with that. Why not? You don't have to. There ain't no intimidation. You just look at the film and see what you do good. Do it. And
Indy just
you
Indy
know.
just looks like one of those that to me is just one of those. It always seems like I look at that game and it's not that we can't beat them. It's just that that's one of those like when you're rolling to like say that the Raiders do go on this like 3-1 little stretch or 2-1 little stretch. You know what I mean? And they get to like Indianapolis. You know what I mean? They could be like on a little roll, feeling high, and then that's like one of those games you never know. It's like a iffy dog because it could be one of those games where it could be a trap game or you know what I mean. It could be that's when you could really see if there's gonna be you know AP can really get this job. You know what I mean? And I think he could really solidify it in getting those type of wins. And not letting those trap games happen to us if we do go on a little roll here. You know what I
If
mean?
the Raiders could be the trap game for Indy. You know what I mean? What if they go on a stretch?
That's true. They are. They right now I think they're at six
Yeah,
and five right now, or
yeah.
they're also at 6 and 5 right now too. So they're
They
like right
keep
there in
going.
the
They
hunt.
keep going. They're playing a lot of the teams in the division. They keep going and going. And then trap game Raiders. Don't
I think
see
the
them.
Donkeys.
Never see them. They never see us. They never play against us a lot. So smack
Yeah,
them
but
right in the
we're
fucking
not
eye.
losing to the Donkeys, dog. Like Raider Paul, we're not. I don't care how on fire the Donkeys are. We ain't losing to the Donkeys. There's a reason why we own them. We have their number. Just like like, I'm thinking that's the reason why we're not gonna probably win the KC game because they just seem to have our number. We got the Donkeys number.
Mm.
So it's like that's why I don't see them coming in to Vegas on the last day, especially if it's for anything. Like if especially like if either way, one way or another. I think if it's for one of them two maybe sneaking in or the Raiders fucking possibly you know um like spoiling it for them at the end. Either way, we're getting that win at the end of the season.
Mm. I don't think the Kansas City losing to us will make any impact on them in playoffs. I think they're by next week they're gonna be locked in by next week.
Who?
Well, Jacksonville's leading the fucking number one seed
Lou.
right now. What's up,
Yeah,
Lone?
it's just Jacksonville. Jacksonville's pretty tough. Like the ones that are like the ones that are like iffy are like because Cleveland has a pretty like tough schedule coming up, so they can go down, and so does like everybody else is kind of playing each other with Buffalo, and Buffalo now, with Von Miller shit. You know what I mean? Their defense is gonna kind of like suffer from that, and then they got you got also in that little ball right there is Indianapolis, Denver, and then you got Houston, and a lot of those teams are playing each other. You know what I mean? So it's like there's an avenue to it. There's an avenue to it. It's just we gotta go. I think you can't go less than 4-1 for sure. You can't go. Yeah, you can't go less than 4-1.
The Bills. I think Texans are gonna jump over the Bills if they're not already. But the only one that's moving up there, on us is Denver.
Yeah, they're a game ahead of us. But
Yeah,
the thing with them though is that they have that at the end of the year. If we're a game behind them, you know what I mean. With that game, even if they're a game ahead of us, and they're, that's a spot to get in because other teams beat each other and whatever works out.
but they got Kansas City at Denver, don't they?
Yeah, and then we would have to. We would have to. They would have to beat us in order to like get that because, you know what I mean. Well, not in order to beat us, like it's as in like if we would have that tiebreaker. Like if say like we win that game, say at the end of the year, and it comes down to it, you know what I mean. Then we would win that. I think what we've had on them in the last 4 years now, they ain't going into Las Vegas in one of those type of situations. They're winning.
Willie Wayne, no Wilson
Come down
can't
to
play.
it, I'm telling you,
That'll
it
be
could come down.
the biggest fucking middle linebacker ever in fucking football.
So I think our last two games were the hardest stretch of the season, and I think these last 5 games, other than the KC game in KC, are all very winnable games, though. All very winnable games, and if the ball rolls good on all 4 of those, there's a way, dog. There's a way to get in, and even if we don't, there's for damn sure. At that point, you have to consider fucking AP for the job.
Hey, Loon, that game's tonight, isn't it?
Which one?
Oregon,
At
in
5,
Vegas. You going
5:30.
to that game? You going to that
At
game?
5:30 at Allegiant.
You going to that game? I wish you could get on here and do his wing, wing. You ever heard his little duck call he does? It sound like just like a fucking duck. I always tell him, do that duck sign again. He's funny and shit doing that.
Yeah, but it's at 5 p.m. Yeah,
Who they playing against? Who they playing against?
It's Washington and Oregon.
Oh shit!
That's for the national.
Lou.
That's to get into the playoffs.
I'm sorry, bro.
I mean, the first game that was at Washington only was decided by 3 points, dog. That was a good game, and Oregon is playing tough as fuck right now. So, and Washington has been squeaking games out. This looks like one of those like it looks like how that's the reason why I was saying that the Niners might take this game on Sunday, because it looks similar to that type of matchup, because where right now the Niners look like they're on a little roll right now, winning the last 2 games by a lot of points, feeling themselves, and the Eagles kind of like squeaking out games, you know what I mean? So, that's the way kind of Washington and the Oregon have been going.
I think I picked the Eagles. Hey, Loon, which college is closer to Fort Lewis? If you can put that in the chat for me. Is it? No, Oregon's not even in Washington. My bad.
Oregon, what?
It's a
Oregon's in
different
Oregon.
state. It's a different state. I forgot, man. Too much coke. Too much coke, bro.
It was too much coke, man. Too much coke.
I said, hey, what's closer to Fort Lewis?
Oh, son of a bitch. Nah, but
Dude, Lewis say, well, fucking Washington, dumbass.
I'm gonna start
Like,
fucking
all right.
doing. I'm gonna start doing other shows too, like on the fucking thing too. Like, I don't know if I'm just gonna do another channel and just leave this one the way it is, you know, Renegade 420. But I'm just gonna probably do like another channel where just like it's just sports. You know what I mean? Fucking anybody fucking that's in the chat right now, dog, is fucking. You know what I mean? Go over there. We can talk shit, dog. Shit, we can really fucking collab on that
Man,
shit. Like
you
we
guys
can do
don't
like a
want me
sports
out here
show.
saying like the beam. You don't want me out here saying like the beam, fool. Come on.
Because I know Loon is the type too that watches all sports too. Like shit, we could get some
Yeah,
shit going too, dog. Like we could get like a sports show going, Loon. Like, you know, a morning
He's a
sport, like
football guy.
after not a morning sports show, but like sometime, dog, like a sports show, dog, going. You know what I mean? Like a little, you know what I mean? Go all over the fucking sports shows, like the fuck. I mean, over the sports that just happened the day before or whatever. You know what I mean? Like have a little. That's why I try to get into just more sports. Like just I watch them all day. I'm watching fucking sports all
Oof.
fucking day.
420 Sports. What? Look at Miguel got the nephew got the 420s.
All I'm doing is watching it. I'm watching either college football, either watching UFC, boxing, you know, baseball.
I know I'm gonna get capped on it. Some channel that says, "What's closer to Fort Lewis, Oregon or Washington?" Watch. I got good geography. I got good geography. I didn't put that together into a letter. I just got back from something, man. Gabe knows. Hey, you don't understand. Hit me up if you got questions with that. I'll tell you why. Too much oxygen. Too much oxygen.
Yeah.
I thought they were playing Oregon State. I didn't think Washington. I totally forgot about Washington.
Yeah, Washington does.
Oregon State sucks or something.
Pac-12 championship, like they're saying, if Alabama beats Georgia, right? They'll all have one loss, and say Oregon beats Washington, they'll all have one loss. Who gets in?
USC.
That means no. That means
Notre
Michigan.
Dame.
No, that means Michigan will already have a bid because they'll be undefeated, unless they lose to Iowa. I don't think that's happening. And then Florida State's playing Louisville. Most likely, if they win, they're in, right? But I'm talking about like those are the undefeated teams. Those probably would be 1 and 2. If you get those other two teams to lose, like say you get Alabama beating Georgia, and then in the SEC championship, and then you got Oregon beating Washington, who gets into the Pac-12 championship? I mean, who gets into the national championship? I think Oregon deserves it, and then Texas over Alabama, even though if Alabama wins, because if Texas goes and wins the Big 12 championship, they beat Alabama as well.
But Alabama has like 2 losses, don't they?
They have 1. But Texas has also 1 loss, but they also have a win against Alabama.
Didn't Auburn beat Alabama?
No, they fucking lost at the end. You didn't see the end of that shit?
Oh, the last play of the game, huh?
That was such fucking dumbass Auburn.
Yeah.
I would say Oregon would have to jump to 3 because regardless of, they would have to get in just because their only loss would be to Washington, and Washington was ranked number 3. Right? So I think they would have to go in because they would win their Pac-12 championship. They go in. And then it would also, so who would be the fourth team? Would it be Georgia with 1 loss? Would it be Alabama because they beat Georgia? They also have 1 loss? Or would it be Texas because they beat Alabama with 1 loss?
I think Washington and Oregon should both be in.
That's another question. That's another thing. Like if if Washington loses to Oregon in a close game, and they're the only teams that beat each other, they should both get in. But that you'll never see that happen. You'll never see them leave out an SEC team. You're never gonna see them leave out an SEC team.
Because Texas hasn't played Georgia.
Yeah, but they beat Alabama, but they'll probably put in Alabama or Georgia. The most likely that would be the team that gets in, just because that they're never gonna leave out an SEC team.
What about Florida State?
Florida State would probably be 1 or 2 because they would be undefeated, but they would have to beat Louisville.
Florida State,
they have to beat Louisville.
Florida State, Georgia, Oregon, and who else? Michigan, right?
Texas. Oh yeah, and Texas too, because Texas only has 1 loss and they beat Alabama.
What about Michigan? Michigan's undefeated.
Michigan is undefeated. That's why I say Michigan, and most likely if they win their games, Michigan beats Iowa, Florida State beats Louisville in their championship games. Most likely they're in because they're undefeated. Most likely they're 1 and 2. If Oregon beats Washington, I think they get in at 3. And then you have a big old cluster, like if Alabama beats Georgia, then you got a big old cluster at one team lost is trying to get in for that 4th spot, as in Washington, Texas, Alabama, Georgia. I mean, that's a lot of ifs. Like if those are 2 big ifs, you know what I mean? If Oregon beats Washington and if Alabama beats Georgia, but if that were to happen, that shit will cause some fucking chaos, dog, because it would be Washington, Texas, Alabama, and Georgia all with 1 losses fighting for 1 spot.
They shouldn't have lost then.
Yeah, and then Ohio State would be in that like little discussion too, because they only have 1 loss.
Michigan smacked them.
Yeah, they would probably be. I think they got actually eliminated because the only way that they were to be able to get in, and they can't no more, is like they can't make it over a conference champion.
Yeah. But too bad USC ain't in there, huh?
Fuck. Don't even.
That was your prediction. That was your prediction, wasn't it?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I said our defense sucked.
Oh, now you're saying that.
I always said that.
Now you say
Liberty too is undefeated. Yeah, they are. That sucks for them. They're undefeated too, but that ain't happening. They're lucky to be fucking ranked right now.
You think Liberty would even score a touchdown against Oregon?
They're undefeated. They're undefeated. That's why I'm glad that they are expanding. They're going to 12 or 8.
I think they should go to 8, maybe 6.
Nah, I like 8.
Then you're gonna see the same folks in there. You're gonna see Alabama. You're gonna see, USC in there with 3 losses. You're gonna have 2 to 3 lost teams in there, bro. They got no business playing.
8?
Not number 1
seed.
seed.
Right now you see like this year, if like say that happens, like what I was talking about earlier, if that happens, that's still 8 teams with 1 loss or less.
Yeah, but if you do 12, you're gonna have 2, 3 lost teams.
12 is different. I don't know how that's gonna work out, but I like 8. But I think their goal is to move to 12. But I like 8 because that's just doubling it right now, and that I like that. I think that's like a good quarterfinal, semifinal, final. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Fresno State, UNC been there.
No, I like 8 teams because it's a quarterfinal, semifinal, national championship.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's add 1 more game to the thing. Not then you're adding. I think you're adding a lot when you're doing 12. That's a lot.
Yeah, I hope. I want to see Oregon play against a team like Florida State. Speed on
Yeah,
speed, same
or like
type.
Oregon.
They,
Well, you're gonna see next year Oregon play Ohio State. You're gonna see USC play Michigan. USC play Penn State. I don't think they're gonna alternate years. They're gonna alternate in years on when they play like Michigan and Ohio State, like each school.
you think your defense is bad now, bro? Wait till them big boys get a hold of you over there. It
nah,
ain't
nah,
all
that's not gonna
sunshine. It ain't all sunshine and roses over there, bro.
It's gonna get better now, though. We're
It's
gonna
gonna
our
it's gonna
recruiting
be
get
it's
better.
gonna be if you have the SEC or the Big
Oh,
12 championship,
we were
the big
recruiting. We were recruiting toward to how we would have to play in the Big 12. You know, I mean, in the Big 12, in the Pac-12, with you have to get more speed. And now they're starting to recruit those big guys, and you've seen them like a couple of guys already commit. Some 4-star big dudes commit to USC. You know what I mean? Like in some to beef up the line and shit like that. So you're gonna start seeing more get
um,
them recruiting more of them guys now instead of these speed, skill position players now. You're gonna start because they have to.
totally,
You
totally
have to.
different
It's
football.
like I said earlier.
Totally different football.
It's like I said earlier. It's adapt or fucking die. You have to. If you don't start recruiting those type of guys, you're going to get ran over, and like exactly like what fucking got done to Colorado this year. Similar shit. At the beginning of the year, they had a bunch of skill players that transferred over there, and the quarterback and the safety, and you know what I mean, the corner, Travis Hunter, the corner slash fucking, receiver, all of these guys, you know what I mean, transfer over there, but no, they didn't get that beef in the middle. No, they didn't get that. You know what I mean? Pause, but they didn't get that those heavyweights in the fucking in the line, in the trenches. You know what I mean? So it's like that's where they and you seen that that was already a problem for them in the Pac-12. You know what I mean? And the Pac-12 is not known for big bodies like that. So now you gotta that's gonna be the same type of thing that they're going to kind of experience next year if they don't go out and get these big bodies that they need in the trenches because and I think that USC is doing it because recently the guys that are supposedly committing to their there's some bigger dudes and you don't hear about a bunch of receivers committing to them now because I think they have some good young receivers that can I think Jerry Rice's son, and then what's his name, son too, Calvin Branch's grandson. You know what I mean? Fucking. So I think they have good there. So I think that they gotta go and recruit that because if not, same type of shit's gonna happen and worse in that over there with all those corn-fed motherfuckers. You know what I mean?
Well, I know it's a whole different style of football. And
Sure.
when I was in junior college, it was you played a team. You played a team from shit. It wasn't even like around there, bro. It was more Utah-ish, but you could tell the difference on how big they were and what type of dude that you were dealing with. Monsters, dude, just mean ass dudes. You know, they'll play out there with their boxers on with cleats and the shoulders are so big. It was just different. And then, yeah, the Pac-10 is gonna get a whiff of that. They used to play when Rose Bowl used to come around, and then
That's how it's gonna be.
uh,
No, that's how it's mostly gonna be.
it's gonna be every game. It's gonna be every game
No, well,
besides you play.
I was
Yeah,
looking
yeah.
at their schedule, their projected schedule for that shit. They only got to schedule in a couple of I think it's like by level or whatever. So like if you're a higher level team that's in the Pac-12 that's transferring over there or whatever, you have to schedule at least one big school like Ohio State or them and then you gotta schedule like another Iowa, and then you could schedule some lower end teams from the Big 12. But it's going to be like an East and West thing. At the end of the year, you only play like one, like you maybe only face like Ohio State one in the year. But like at the end of the year, it's gonna be like the pack, like it's gonna almost be played like before, like in the Rose Bowl, where you're gonna have the Big Ten East and the Big Ten West. So you're gonna have the winners of each division play each other for the Big Ten championship, and that's how
You
that's
ain't
how it
gonna
was
be.
looking at. That is how it's formatted,
You're not gonna be there, bro.
huh? That's
You're
how
not
it's
gonna
gonna
be
be.
there.
I don't know how, if it's easier to win one game like that in the championship than playing those type of teams all year. So I like the way that's scheduled. That's the way it's scheduled. But it's still gonna be tougher than. But we could get the recruits, dog. It's SC. They have money, and you know how college is now. All you need is money.
You got enough money to get the best players they could buy, huh?
That's college now, bro. Like that's why some of these guys are even fucking. Did you hear fucking Matt Rule? Matt Rule the other day. He's a coach. I forgot he just signed for I think Nebraska or something like that. I don't know what school, but he was like, it costs to get a quarterback in the transfer portal right now is cost anywhere from $1.5 to $3 million.
I got a friend of mine that has a big opinion
That's
on
crazy, bro.
that has a big opinion on
College is big money too now, bro. That's why Caleb, it was like, make more money in college. Fuck that shit. That's why it's like that. Matt Rule was saying that shit that like yesterday. I think it was yesterday. He was like, that's how much it costs to get a good quarterback in the transfer portal nowadays. $1.5 to $3 million.
I think it kind of messed up the game a little bit. Yes, you should get paid by jerseys or some type of your name or whatever, but that just makes me, and I don't want to sound like I'm a genius or whatever, but you go to school to get your degree. And a lot of like 80%, 90% of these guys ain't gonna play NFL football. So, you just want fast money, or you want to just get a degree and do it the right way, hard way.
Portal opens Monday. You see how many people decommitted to Colorado?
Yeah.
Damn.
Legs, they got punched in the face, bro. Dion got punched right in the face. So
like they had to be humble, and I think a lot of people seen that shit. Like, I like Dion. Dion's great now for the fucking college football and all that shit, but just like the way that they came off to a lot of people, like it kind of rubbed off, and it just gave. They couldn't fly under the radar in their first year, and that's what they kind of needed in this first year, dog. They didn't need to be all flamboyant and shit. They needed to be under the radar, catch teams by surprise type shit, which they did at the beginning of the season, but then they started becoming all, flamboyant and, started doing their little shit, and they just put a target on their back, dog. And I just think that hurt them more than it did because they didn't have the bodies yet. They didn't have the bodies yet. They needed to. I think they were in order for them to be successful this year, it was needed to be fly under the radar, and they fucked that shit up. 3 games.
Well, who are they acting like, bro? Who are they acting like?
I know.
This is the guy that said if the Buccaneers or something draft me, they're gonna have to. They couldn't put me on layaway.
But
when he got drafted, yeah. You know what I mean? They couldn't put me on layaway, something like that. So the draft got changed for Dion. Atlanta ended up getting him. He wanted to be in Atlanta because look at the city. They're acting just. If you guys knew Dion, if you knew Prime when he was in college and when he
both did the same, no? Bo almost did the same shit. He fucking ended up being like, nah, I'm playing baseball. I ain't playing for that team.
But he had other opportunity, and so did Dion.
Yeah,
Dion knew.
That's what it did.
Bo actually loved baseball, similar as to, he wasn't doing this play a game in the same day shit like Dion was, or he wasn't doing that. But then he didn't want to play for Tampa. And then you go, nah, man, I ain't gonna play for them. They're gonna get me hurt out there, whatever. So Al Davis called him up and said, "Hey, you want to be a Raider?" He goes, "Hell yeah, let's go. Let's go be. I'll go to L.A."
They got him in the supplemental draft, no?
They picked him in the supplemental draft. They got him. They had his rights, and he signed a contract. And Bo, fortunately, he got hurt. But to me, Bo Jackson is my favorite running back.
Oh yeah, no, it's just,
You know,
it was different.
as watching him, and there's other ones. You know, Walter Payton was a running back I love.
You know what kind of fame he has? I mean, it's not compared because I mean he didn't die, but it's because his career kind of died in football. Like it's kind of like when a rapper, you know what I mean? They're like they pass away or something like that, and they're not recognized to be like then they're recognized to be one of the greatest. You know what I mean? And it's like, and they had because they of the potential that they had. You know what I mean? What could have been, and that's kind of like the same area, like not the same, but the same area, like of what Bo did, like the potential that he could have been, just the little that he showed in his short career, dog. And then after, like he could have been fucking something different, dog. You know what I mean? Like he could have been.
It was a different made running back, bro. Speed, big.
Doctors weren't as good back then because they didn't find that shit in his leg.
And then, he was a good dude. He wasn't an asshole or anything like that. But that's a Raider to me. They let people let anybody be a fucking Raider. You know what I mean? Oh, Randy Moss, he's a fucking Raider. No, he's not to me. In my book, Randy Moss is not a Raider. In my book,
Warren Sapp's not a Raider.
Warren Sapp, Eric Dickerson's not a Raider. And Eric Dickerson was a Ram and a Colt. It was a St. Louis Ram.
Those dudes are not. They never embraced Raiders. They never embraced the Raiders or embraced the culture. And they ain't once a Raider, always a Raider. You have to embrace that culture. You have to have been the dude. Like,
I'll claim Jerry Rice.
Jerry Rice more than any of those dudes because he wanted to be a Raider. He fucking talked up the Raiders when he was here. He still don't talk bad about the Raiders. You know what I mean? Even though, it's like that's a dude that I do. Other dudes that just didn't give their all, like the Randy Moss shit, and then him, like, you know what I mean, just constantly throwing jabs and shit like that. Like, fuck all them. Like, fuck those fools. Those fools ain't Raiders to me.
You got paid. Warren Sapp got paid. Wealthy.
Richard Seymour was more of a Raider than Warren Sapp.
Richard Seymour is a Hall of Famer, man, playing by the Raiders. Richard Seymour didn't have a choice. Al Davis traded for him. So, he wasn't like a free agent that came. Randy Moss got traded to the Raiders. I rather would have kept the linebacker and the number 1 pick. We gave up a good linebacker for Randy Moss's shitty ass. And I don't want to blame no quarterbacks on him. I don't want to say, you didn't have a quarterback to throw to. No.
And as much as I hated Romanowski when he wasn't a Raider, he became a fucking Raider. That's why he's he's considered that too. Like he's once a Raider, always a Raider. Because when he became a Raider, he embraced that shit. He was meant to be a Raider. He was just wearing a different uniform.
Went to the worst team ever. And then Al Davis called him and said, "You want to be a Raider?" He said, "Hell yeah, let's go." And he jumped on shit. You just asked. Warren Sapp just took money. He took money.
Yeah, I don't like those dudes. I don't consider them like Raiders, dog. Like, fuck that shit. They don't even consider themselves it, so why would we? You know what I mean? Fuck that shit.
A lot of them. A lot of those players. I would even question, Amari Cooper Raiderism. You know what I mean? You could tell that dude didn't want to be a Raider, bro. You could tell. And you get a bunch of picks for him, and we don't do shit with him.
This guy. Don't say that. Fucking Mike. Don't say that shit. Like Timron's right here, dog. It's fucking this is
Bronco. The Bronco too. He was a Bronco. He was a Bronco too, Mike.
Yeah. Bronco.
I heard that from another content creators that Tim Brown was overrated, this and that. Boy, now I know why. Now I know why no one likes your show.
That's fucking crazy, bro.
Now I know why. Now I know why, and I'll get to specifics. Now I know why Auntie does not like your show. And then just by hearing that,
It said Tim Brown was overrated.
Tim Brown was
Who the fuck
overrated.
said that shit?
Second level wide receiver. I'm gonna
So
go
a Hall
ahead
of
and tell him
Famer
that.
is a second. So a Hall of Famer now is
Yeah,
a
go ahead
second
and
fucking level Hall of Famer.
take
That
that
is
gold
fucking
blazer off and
retarded,
say
bro.
that to his face.
That
I
is
seen
fucking
Tim Brown.
retarded.
I seen Tim Brown 2 years ago. He's playing golf in Fresno, and the dude looked like he can still play.
Bro, that is
He
fucking stupid.
looked like
bro.
he
Like
can still
just-
play. He's old. He's old. We know he's old, but he was bigger than some of the little. He's an athlete. He takes care of himself still, but he looked. Yeah, bro. I heard the dude say that, and I'll say it. I'll say it, and I've always have that Tim Brown was an overrated second level wide receiver, and I was just out my mind saying,
fool
what
must have
kind of
fucking-
shit?
Hey, this
We
fool
get
must have
accused. You know what, Gabe? We get accused of
He must
doing
have-
so
you
much
know what he
shit.
did? You know what it was? It must have had like one of those situations with Marcus Allen and member JT situation. It must have been one of those situations. He must have fucking shushed them away as a fan or something. Because to say some shit like that, dog, is just you have to be stupid or just not ever have known anything or not even watch games back then.
Or either you're trying to get people to watch you, but
Because say some shit like that,
I
dog,
was watching. I was watching, and the other 4 people that were watching on that show, it went to 2 real quick. So I figured, oh, he might notice that's me, and I clicked off of it too. But now I know why Auntie says the things. Now I know why Auntie says the things about you. And so,
come on, bro.
yeah.
You're gonna say Tim Brown in that age doing what he was doing, where
I got
it was a
4 I
fucking
got 4 Tim Brown jerseys, dude. I got
Where
4
people-
Tim Brown jerseys.
where people were scared to go up the middle. He fucking relished it. Where he was the fucking like, dude, come on, bro. Like that's just
Fool
some
was returning punts. He was returning punts, dude. His 5th year in the league, bro.
stupid shit.
Returning
bro.
punts and shit.
Hall of Famers are now second rated overall, and they're overrated. They're second, like a second tier. Wow. So
I
now,
think,
now
there-
now is there a super Hall of Famer now? So is there should be another like a super Hall of Famer? Because
the
sounds
one on
dumb right
Madden. The one on Madden. You can't put Tim Brown on Madden. He's like a 72 in Madden right now, grade.
that shit just fucking got me hot. That shit just got me fucking shit. That shit
I ain't
just
gonna lie,
like
bro. I ain't gonna lie. I almost
Tim
did
Brown,
something.
Charles Woodson, and are my 2 favorite Raiders, dog. To say some shit like that, dog, is some blasphemy. That shit is crazy, bro.
Just like Tim Del Revis was better than Charles Woodson. Well, that's a good argument. You know what I mean? It's a good argument, but both of them are gonna be Hall of Fame. I don't know Hall of Fame already.
First ballot.
Yeah.
Hall of
What are you
Famers.
talking about here? What are you talking about? Del Revis is better, but they're both in the Hall of Fame. One was a legit corner, the other one did 2 positions.
Oh my
He's
God.
in the Hall of Fame for 2 positions, safety and cornerback.
Wilson was an athlete, dog. He could do anything. He could play offense. He could return punts. He could play corner. He could play safety. Shit, he could play that fucking nickel linebacker if you wanted him to. Bro, what the fuck are you talking about? Darrelle Revis couldn't do that. I give it to Darrelle Revis. I give it up to Darrelle Revis. He could cover like a motherfucker. He was one of the best corners. But fucking Charles Woodson was an athlete, dog. You can't compare. There were 2 different players.
Okay, speaking of good ass corners, was Darrelle Revis better than Dion?
No.
Okay, I seen Dion play 2 times in Oakland. The one time he was with Dallas, no, both times he was with Dallas. And the thing I had about Dion was that I liked the way Dion played. He covered Tim Brown. So that was it. You know what I mean? So the thing was that Dion, he was like our Marcus Peters right now. Dion didn't tackle nobody.
I knew you were gonna say that
So
shit.
so is Marcus Peters gonna be the Dion of nowadays? Is that what he's looking at or whatever? Because
Because people
the
pick
Deion
on
Sanders
people.
never tackled anybody. You show me, you might be able to, you'll probably find it or whatever. But show me a big, top notch, legit sticking that Dion did on anybody besides running away from it. He's the one that came up. You know what? I got to make a business decision. He came up with that.
I've seen him fake a couple hits though. I see in his highlight tape, but I mean he wasn't known for that. That's for sure. But the thing with Dion though is like people are scared to throw his way. You know what I mean?
Well,
And then what Peters they pick on him. They've been picking on him for
Dion,
years.
Dion didn't even get in this huddle, bro. I don't give a shit
Yeah,
what y'all do over there. I'm just gonna guard my dude. That's it. Man
yeah,
to
and,
man.
and they wouldn't throw, and people would be scared to throw that way, which was I don't like. I would love it when the other quarterbacks would try to, test them and do it. You know what I mean? And it was crazy. That's why I like Dion. That's why I thought Dion was so good though too, because when quarterbacks would do that, they would sometimes get him, but for some reason or another, he would come back in that game and eventually get a pick.
Or take one back, or take a punt back. What the fuck is Deion Sanders? He's in a Pro Bowl 12 years in a row. What's he really returning kicks back? Take that motherfucker all the way because he knew he could.
All the way because he could. Yeah, that's what. And
Because he
then
could.
the thing that he did with San Francisco and Dallas, that thing was kind of like, all right, you fucking went to one team, one Super Bowl, and then beat that team, and then the next year you were the difference, and then you beat the other team. Yeah, I mean, so he was basically the difference. You know what I mean? And it was just that's why it was like, all right, I'll give him his props. I didn't like him at first.
Remember when?
I liked
Remember
Dion at
when we were
first.
going? Remember when we were going to the Super Bowl and we were playing? We were gonna play Tampa, and we Dion was on the waiver wire, and we was gonna get Deion Sanders on our team for the Super Bowl. And you know who blocked that? You know who blocked that waiver?
Who?
The Kansas City Chiefs.
Fucking assholes.
That's where they would do that. We would have had Woodson and Dion on both sides. Can you imagine that, bro? You would have been sporting that 21 jersey just for one Super Bowl, huh?
Nah, my shit was back then was 24 all the time. 24, fucking Charles. Charles.
What did we stay? What did we stay like 2 years? You know, you had some coming. The Kansas City.
Oh, I would have got one. I would have got a jersey for sure. If he would have came and he would have stood for a couple of years, shit, I would have got a Deion Raider jersey for sure.
But I thought Willie Brown was at 24 from the get go. No, that was my dude. Charles took advantage of it. I thought Marshawn did a good job with it. But after that, shit. The diarrhea fucking numbers right there for the Raiders.
But yeah,
Those players
shit,
didn't deserve it.
Faded as shit. I have to go fucking pick up my son soon. Yeah, I have to go pick up my son right now. So, shit, fuck, man. This was a fucking 3-hour live shit. We had to make up for Gravy. Gravy wasn't he wasn't here all week, so we made up for it today. You know what I mean? Had a little cool little long live. Went over everything. That's so far, but you'll see us again on Sunday, man. We're gonna be on live again on Sunday. Breaking down games, breaking down like some fantasy, the fantasy.
Low say tonight.
I don't think tonight. I think we're going Sunday. Sunday at that's what we were talking about. Sunday because we were talking about this shit. So like go on Sunday and then we'll we'll just tell people how players are doing during the games and shit like that while we're watching them and we'll just be streaming. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like Jack Kenner during that time was that a player who came back, you get put on waivers. You have to go through waivers, and once you clear those waivers, then you sign with the team that wants you. Kansas City picked Dion for the Raiders. There's a snippet on there where Dion thanks the Kansas City Chiefs for. He goes, "You knew it was going to happen." He goes, "I want to thank the Kansas City Chiefs for blocking that waiver. And it's an unfortunate situation, but Kansas City blocked that waiver because they ended up picking up Dion. He never played for him, but he picked up the waiver for Dion, so he wouldn't come to us to win the Super Bowl. That's how much KC felt about us going to the Super Bowl."
I know, dog. Fucking KC with haters. They're always been haters. They're always gonna be haters. Fuck KC. Fuck them Quees.
Yeah.
Nah, but
all right,
yeah,
Gabe,
dog,
man. It's always good to be with you.
hell
Hit
yeah,
up
man.
Coach
Shit,
Gravy. Hit up Coach Gravy on YouTube. Support my flow. I just got back from a situation, but I'm back. Don't have no intentions of leaving you again. So if you want to get some game on football with me and Gabe and Dirty Low, hit up Raider Nation Live, bro. It's gonna be popping this next weekend.
Sir, any of these
Next
three
week after
channels
that,
down
we
here,
start talking.
any of these three channels down here, guys, subscribe to all of them. You know what I mean? Fucking, and if you're in here right now, you know, leave a like. You know what I mean? Leave a comment, shit, whatever. I'll get back to you guys, man. You know what I mean? Leave whatever comment you guys want, whatever you guys, you know, little topics you guys want to talk in the next, you know, next episode or whatever. I'll just leave it in the comments. You know what I mean? And we'll talk about it, bro. You know what I mean? And shit, we'll give you guys a shout out. And you know what I mean?
Leave your
We'll
vote.
talk about
Leave your vote for Gabe's question, man, on that poll that if you want to hear us talk about.
Yeah,
new
leave
stuff.
that. Go onto my
Yeah,
page, go
talk
onto the
about
community, and you know, you can leave a vote. Now let's see what everybody's feeling. You know what I mean? And yeah, for sure, man. Just make sure you guys follow Coach Gravy. You know, Raider Nation Live, and for sure, right here, you're on this channel right now, Raider Gate 420. You know what I mean, for the Smokeout Hour, and then we got the Raider Nation Live show on Tuesdays and Thursdays. You know, we got the Smokeout Hour on. You know what I mean? On Wednesdays, 7:20, and then, you know, the Raider Nation Live show at 8 o'clock on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And we're going to be doing some more shit, man. We're going to be bringing some more little lives like this in the morning sometimes, you know what I mean? When we got some time, you know what I mean? Kill some time, kill some game with you guys, you know what I mean? Shoot the shit, you know what I mean? Smoke out, whatever. And, you know, just chill out, you know what I mean? You know, maybe saca la bolsita. Maybe saca la bolsita, you never know, you know what I mean? We won't do it on screen, but you never know. So people claiming, fuck it. You know what I mean? We're going to run with it. But thanks for everybody for being here, dog, once again. You know, 3 hours in. But yeah, for sure, man. You guys know how we end it. You know what I mean? Gravy, you know, on 3, man, you know, Raiders, baby. 1, 2, 3. Raiders. Let's go, baby. Let's go.